to see him back healthy and ready to make an impact here in Provo.
Arkansas won the toss and elected to receive. Packed house here in Provo on a 70-degree day.
It doesn't get any more gorgeous than this, Dave. Man, I know people talk about it all the time, but this view from the booth, a little taste of heaven on a college football Saturday.
And we are elevated. That's something that Arkansas is not used to, and Sam Pittman said that he's a little concerned about that in terms of guys with their wind and energy. It's only the second time an SEC team has come here. Mississippi State is the other team, and they actually were here twice, in 2000 and then in 2016. Jake Oldroyd will kick it off. A.J. Green is deep for Arkansas. Razorbacks have a bye and then back to SEC action, going to Auburn 2 weeks from today. And we're underway from Provo. This will be a touchback, and Arkansas will start on the 25. 21st career start for K.J. Jefferson. He had started 18 in a row until the game against Mississippi State. Was injured against Alabama, suffered a hit to the head. He does not turn the ball over. 9 touchdowns passing, just 1 interception. He has lost 3 fumbles, though. Very accurate. 66% completion percentage this year, which would be a school record. He set it last year at 64%. He's got an excellent running back next to him in Rocket Sanders, who leads the SEC in rushing. But it's a pass play on first down out to the 30-yard line. It's Matt Landers, who did not have a catch last week, and they want to get him involved early. He catches the first pass of the game.
And quickly, Arkansas on the football. With Kendall Briles, the offensive coordinator, it's as fast a tempo as you'll see.
And there's Jefferson keeping it, and nowhere to go for the 242-pound quarterback who averages over 60 rushing yards per game. Tyler Batty on the takedown.
It's all about a fast start here for Arkansas. They've been slow out of the blocks all season long. Their lowest scoring quarter of the season. And Sam Pittman changed practice to get this team off to a hot start.
On 3rd and 3, Jefferson in the pocket, hangs in there and delivers a strike to Hazelwood. And he's able to break 1 tackle out to the 45 for 13 yards. Hazelwood has been battling a shoulder injury, but getting healthier and better as the season goes along.
Well, it's really good protection and a nice job by K.J. Jefferson, standing firm in that pocket and locating his big wide receiver over the middle.
Out of empty, the pass deflected at the line, incomplete.
John Nelson getting that big hand up in the air. If you can't get to the quarterback, try to get in that passing window, and a nice job by Nelson deflecting the pass.
Keep it on the ground here. Sanders with his first attempt, and he powers his way towards midfield. The ball comes out, and BYU has it. A turnover on the first possession. Just the second fumble recovery for BYU all season. Keenan Peely comes up with it.
Ruling on the field was a fumble recovered by BYU.
Sanders just trying to fight for some extra yardage. Kind of gets into that pile. Let's see if that ball out before you. Yeah, ball definitely out. Nice job ripping it away. And we talked yesterday with Keenan Peely, captain, leader of this football team. Comes up with a huge takeaway here to start this game.
And so BYU will start in Arkansas territory. Just mentioned it, only the second fumble recovery. They were 118th in the country, and just that one takeaway with a fumble recovery. So that's big for a BYU offense that struggled last week against Notre Dame. Chris Brooks, the ball carrier on first down, nowhere to go. Brought down by Drew Sanders. But we're going to call his name a lot, by the way. Jaron Hall, meanwhile, the quarterback for BYU, age 24, currently 17th in the country in touchdown passes. Just 2 picks all year. One was on the first play last week when he was dealing with that shoulder injury against Notre Dame.
He clearly wasn't right. We were told by Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator, didn't practice all week and wasn't quite ready to go. And you could really tell, especially in the first half, he's practiced all week and he's ready here today.
And they run Nakua. He's a wide receiver, but he's going to get some carries today because they have 3 guys injured at running back, and they do want Puka Nakua to have the football in his hands.
Nakua is the best playmaker for this offense. Didn't get him the ball last week. They will here today. As you look at the comparison from last week, was just not himself in the first half and valiant effort in the second half. The fact that he played, Dave, shows his real toughness. And out here today, and you could tell Aaron Roderick felt really good about where he was heading into this game. And
talking with Jaron yesterday, he said, it's something I'm going to have to deal with the rest of the year. I just got to get used to it and play through the pain.
Man coverage out there for Arkansas in the secondary.
Pressure off the edge, and Hall throws a deep ball for Nakua. A lot of contact downfield. No flag, though. Brini was jostling for position with the receiver Nakua, and it's 4th down. BYU will punt.
A lot of pushing and shoving down there. Brini never got his head turned around, but doesn't draw the flag from the official. And Barry Odom getting very aggressive there. No safeties in the middle of the field. Man-to-man matched up, brought 6, wanted to get the ball out quick. Hall thought he had a matchup, but Brini there for the coverage. We'll see if that continues. They let him play a little bit more physical down the field throughout the course of this ball game.
So good stop for Arkansas. Here's the punt by Rico. And there's several Cougars down there, and they down it inside the 1-yard line. Boren was there for BYU. Arkansas backed up as far as it can get for its next possession.
Scoreless here in Provo between BYU and Arkansas. And unfortunately, if you're the Arkansas Razorbacks, the slow starts have plagued this offense. 0 points in 3 of the last 4 games in the first quarter. In the first 2 drives here, guys, obviously a turnover. You get a stop on downs, and now you get a great punt. Arkansas backed up on their own 1, not starting the way they want to here in the first quarter.
And Jefferson lined up 4 yards deep in the end zone. He hands it off to Sanders with room past the 10. And a first down to the 12. We showed you those turnovers, and if you remember a few weeks ago against Texas A&M, Arkansas was up 7 and going in to take a 14-point lead on A&M as they give it to Sanders again, and he breaks a tackle out to the 20 for 8 yards. Arkansas fumbles. A&M returns it for a touchdown, and it feels like the entire season changed for the Razorbacks.
Change the complexity of that game, and as you referenced, haven't won since, and this is the game they've pinpointed to get back on track. A steady dose of Raheem Sanders here early.
And he's out to the 25 for 5 yards, so they made that look easy. Starting inside their 1 and all the way out to the 25 in 3 plays.
Just an impressive dude, man. He's 6'2", 227, very sudden, powerful, also has that long speed. Been very impressed with what he's put together so far this season, both running it out of the backfield, catching it. He's been the dominant playmaker for this Razorback offense.
Only player in the country with 500 rushing yards and 100 receiving yards. This time Jefferson to the air as time launches it into traffic, knocked away, incomplete. Mandel with a good play broke up the pass that was intended for Keytron Jackson.
A really nice job right here by Mandel. Jackson gets in his hands, unable to pick it clean and put it away. Allows Mandel to get in there and get the PBU. Well done on the back end of that Cougar defense.
BYU is good against the pass, 25th in the country. Where they've struggled is on the ground, allowing 200-plus rushing yards to 3 of their 6 opponents this year. On 2nd and 10, Jefferson hitching, now moving to his left, and throws, almost picked off by Hanneman. That would have been 2 turnovers already in 4 minutes by Arkansas if Hanneman came up with that errant throw.
Boy, complete misfire here by KJ Jefferson as he works to his left off balance and completely misses his target. Fortunate that wasn't picked up. He had a lot of green grass. I was surprised he didn't just tuck and run instead of potentially get a first or third manageable. Now backed up 3rd and long.
Jefferson moving to his right and floats it incomplete. He was trying to hit Trey Knox, but under pressure there were 3 Cougars in the backfield. Tyler Batty was one of them. 4th down.
Yes, several BYU defenders as the protection just broke down. One of them the Arkansas native Caden Hawes, 95 getting in there. You mentioned Tyler Batty, a host of BYU Cougars, and an early shot there on KJ Jefferson on third down. I will say, though, at least they got it backed off of their own end zone. Starting that drive at the 1 gives you a little bit more breathing room and can play the field position game.
You wonder a little why'd they get away from running the ball. BYU couldn't stop it. They started to throw the ball. Excellent punt here. And it's fielded at the 10 by Nyberg. Long run. He's past the 15 and out of play. And a Nyberg absolutely destroyed Quincy McAdoo as he was going out of bounds.
ESPN College Football is delivered by Papa John's and the all-new Papa Bowls. No crust, all toppings. Try one for yourself at Papa John's. And in part by DirecTV. Get your TV together.
Sam Pittman and his staff have no doubt turned this program around. 7 wins over a 3-year span, including his first year, but then 9 last year. You wonder if Arkansas loses this game, though. The Razorback fans start to wonder, are we going backwards? They'd be 3-4. Don't forget Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One, Clemson, Florida State on ABC. BYU takes over after a 62-yard punt from its 18-yard line. That's Nakua in motion. They give it to him on a jet sweep. They really want him to get more carries, and he gets about 2 yards. He's the healthiest he's been all season. Hudson Clark on the tackle in that banged-up Razorback secondary.
They have been decimated all season long. Started with Jalen Catalon in this past week at Mississippi State. You lose Kari Johnson, you lose Jaden Johnson. It's just been devastation all year for defensive coordinator Barry Odom, but he's making no excuse about it. We got to be able to show up and play, and it's even forced them to move 2 receivers over to the secondary just so they have enough bodies.
They can get after the quarterback, which will help the secondary. No sacks last week, but they do lead the SEC in that category. They'll rush 5 here. Pass away quickly, complete to Cody Epps. And Epps has a first down. That's his 26th catch of the season. He leads the team in that category.
Well, he has been fantastic for this BYU offense. Brings a different element, man. He's a dynamic route runner. Very good sudden with the ball in his hands. 5 touchdown grabs already this season. Former teammate of Bryce Young in high school was his favorite target. And you see a lot of big-bodied, long receivers for BYU. Epps brings a little bit of a different element to this offense.
Yep, from L.A., played in Mater Dei with Young, as you mentioned. Play fake. Hall setting up, looking deep. Got single coverage, and the ball overthrown, but a flag is down. Hard to tell if Chase Roberts tripped. Yeah, Dwight McLaughlin in coverage downfield, and they're going to throw the flag. I don't think that was catchable.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 3, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Even if he doesn't get tripped, I think it's very slim that Roberts gets close to that ball. As you can see how far downfield it lands, but they did throw the flag, and it's pass interference.
Too much contact. Again, he's got that left hand on him, pushes him. I think that makes for an easy call. Probably questionable if he'd be able to come down with that football, but referee giving him the benefit of the doubt on that one.
Can you see Nakua going into the backfield? He's a receiver, but they're going to let him carry the ball several times. They use him here on the option pitch, and he's hit at the 48, dumped at midfield. To gain a 6, that's already 3 touches on the ground for Nakua.
And that easily could have been, an audible at the line of scrimmage by Jaron Hall. It's one of the things that he's really improved in his game. He's calling all the protections. Aaron Roderick said last week he audibled to a couple of speed options. That one coming into the boundary based off the look that he gets. He has the ability to do whatever he wants with this offense. And a nice adjustment there, picking up quality yards on first down.
BYU was 16th last week, lost to Notre Dame by 8. Had a chance to take the lead late. Ended up falling all the way out of the top 25. Play action, Hall with a pump fake, high throw, and it's incomplete. It was intended for Fakahua, who is like the 5th or 6th string running back, but they have so many injuries at that position. He's getting some reps today. Needed to be about a foot taller to catch that ball, though.
Nice job by Simeon Blair coming down. A guy that can play all positions in this secondary. Coming down helping force that incompletion. Third down, been a problem down for this Arkansas defense all season.
Everything's been a problem for this Arkansas defense. 3rd and 5 on the rollout. Hall looking and throws complete on the run inside the 40 to Keanu Hill for a first down, a gain of 15.
Boy, roll the pocket to the right, get Jaren Hall out in front. Good vision down the field, but it's a quality route by Hill. Nice job catching that football. Moving the chains for this BYU offense.
Really good patience there, too, without question from Jaren Hall, just to allow him to come across the field and throw a nice catchable football to the sideline.
They shift here and go empty with Hall under center from the 37 of Arkansas. And the ball on the ground as Hall had trouble with a snap. It's interesting in talking with the BYU coaches. They told us Jaren Hall, who backed up Zach Wilson on 2 occasions in 2019 and 2020, they said that that race came down to the end of camp, and that Hall, who had the watch as the backup at the time, he was playing baseball as well. He watched how good Zach Wilson was, and he said, you know, I think I'm as good. I'm going to stop playing baseball. I'm going to focus on football. And he does have some of the same traits that Zach Wilson has as well.
It's paid dividends. His understanding of this offense and how everything works. He's been tremendous to start this year.
They run it here, and Brooks inside the 35 stacked up there. They do put a lot on their quarterbacks. These guys are older, they're smarter. We talked with Jaren yesterday. He's 24. I mean, think about it. He's older than a lot of guys who've been in the NBA for 3 or 4 years. And they let him do everything, protection-wise, changing things. When he and the offensive coordinator, Aaron Roderick, has complete trust in him. Eighth play of this drive, and it's 3rd down and 8. We'll see what Hall does here.
We've seen Drew Sanders come on many blitzes. We'll see if a pressure applied here from Mariota.
Hall, through the hands of Epps. Like that was a catchable ball. He had McLaughlin in coverage, but they couldn't connect, and it's 4th down.
And it was definitely pressure that they brought on that 3rd down. You see Sanders coming up on the A-gap, but really the pressure that was able to get home coming off the edge. And a nice hit on the quarterback.
BYU is going to go for it. Kalani Sitake told us he likes to go for it on 4th down, and it's 4th and 8. Be about a 53-yard field goal from here. Their field goal team's a mess. Well, Arkansas was dangerously close to jumping into the neutral zone. Let's see here if BYU going to snap it or not. Nope. They'll take a timeout.
Timeout. BYU, they're first.
Why not just take the delay
Right,
game?
yeah. If you're going to come back and punt, that doesn't make sense to burn a timeout right there. We'll see if that's what they're going to do, though. All right, Matt, here, no score, and BYU going for it on 4th down. They don't have faith in their kickers, Jake Oldroyd and Justin Smith, although Oldroyd has made 2 54-yarders in his career. But they're going for it, and Hall taking a deep shot on 4th down, and the ball is caught inbounds inside the 10 at the 5-yard line by Puka Nacua. 1st and goal. What a dime by Hall.
Wow, talking about dropping it in the bucket. Excellent placement here from Jaren Hall. How about the concentration on the sidelines, dragging the foot by Nacua, body control to stay in bounds. Huge 4th down conversion. Man, the throw was fantastic. The catch even better.
The previous play is under further review. The ruling on the field was a completion.
But it looked pretty clearly that Nacua was in bounds when he made the catch. And that's why we were saying earlier, Jaren Hall does have similar skill. Probably not as talented as Zach Wilson, who was the number 2 pick in the draft, but he does have a lot of the same attributes that Wilson does. Throws very good on the run. See the deep ball on the money there for 30 yards.
Should be a quick look. I mean, it's an excellent job. I mean, that back foot, that left foot, dragging that foot, that's actually a catch on Sunday. That's an NFL grab. Both feet in. Man, that's fantastic concentration.
How about having Nacua back? He's been injured most of the year. He had 6 touchdown catches last year. He's been injured for most of the season.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Roderick, you know, we asked him yesterday, I mean, do you plan on getting Puka Nacua more involved? And he was quick to say, absolutely. It's going to be a huge point of emphasis in this game. He was kind of mad at himself last week in the Notre Dame game. It was a weird, funky start, only 19 plays in the first half. Couldn't get him going. Clearly, he's been a big part of this offense, running it and now catching it here in the first quarter.
Right, 4 touches. That one goes for 31 yards, and it's 1st and goal on the 4. And a dump off to the tight end. A flag is down. It's a touchdown for Isaac Rex. Are they going to call offensive pass interference? Yeah. Jaron Hall is arguing with the officials right now, but they're going to get him for a pick or no? They may pick up the flag.
BYU guys, they're saying this ball was caught behind the line of scrimmage, so they should be clean. Dusty, we've been waiting for Isaac Rex.
No question. 6'6", 250, 12 touchdown grabs a couple of years ago in the 2020 season. And
McLaughlin was saying something too to the officials. There may be another flag thrown on Arkansas after the whistle.
Yeah, they're going to get him for John with the official. Line judge over here.
There is no foul for offensive pass interference. The ball was completed behind the line of scrimmage. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct. Number 3 on the defense. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
well, this is great play design by Aaron Roderick. Knows they're in man-to-man coverage right here, and you'll see Keanu Hill come down, essentially sets that pick. But again, since the ball is completed behind the line of scrimmage, it's perfectly legal and you're capable to do that. Great execution on an outstanding play call by Aaron Roderick. And man, great to see Isaac Rex find his way to the end zone here early in this ballgame.
Guy that had a horrific injury at the end of last year. 2 years ago, led the country in touchdowns by tight ends as the point after is good, but had an injury that a lot of people around the program say was very similar to what Alex Smith went through. Rex is back less than a year after that injury that many thought was career-ending, and it's good to see him getting into the end zone.
Didn't even know if he'd be able to play this season, and now he was able to be healthy and ready in the opener to kick off this year. He plays a ton of snaps for this team. Hasn't been a big focus in the pass game because he's not 100%, but man, he's a willing blocker, and you could just tell this staff is so appreciative of the teammate and the player that he is for this football team.
So it's 7-0 BYU. This season, All-State will celebrate every field goal and extra point made by participating universities by making a donation to the university's General Scholarship Fund. Thank you, All-State. On that drive, Jaron Hall 4 of 6, 58 yards and a touchdown. On homecoming, BYU wearing special uniforms today, all white with new royal blue helmets with the Wasatch Mountain Range on one side and then a cougar head on the other. They're going to kick off from midfield because of the penalty on McLaughlin for Arkansas.
Those helmets are sweet, Dave. Chance to take a look at those before the game, man. Those very well done. They had some different uniforms last week in Vegas.
Yeah, but this Coug on this helmet, man.
It's sweet, man.
It is.
Good look.
And decides just to kick it into the stands as we go to Matt Berry in the studio.
Okay, gentlemen, good afternoon. Time now for your perfect match update brought to you by Cars.com. Stop me if you've heard this before. Alabama, Tennessee predicted to be a shootout. Already up 7-0 Tennessee. Jahmyr Gibbs ties it at 7 apiece. Ensuing possession. Hendon Hooker, a dart to Jalen Hyatt. We're already going back and forth midway through the first quarter. 14-7 Rocky Top.
Josh Heupel deserves a ton of credit for where he's got Tennessee right now. And that's going to be I think that game comes down to the end as they hand it off here. Green out past the 30, spun down at the 33, but a gain of 8 on the play. Peyton Wilgar and Ben Bywater team up on the stop.
You made the point in the last series. Arkansas backed up, running it effectively, threw it on 3 straight downs. They need to stick to this run game. One of the best running attacks in college football against a porous run defense. That's got to be the game plan throughout today.
And here's the quarterback run. Jefferson met at the point of attack and driven back. Hunter Greer was there for BYU.
Nice job holding up there on the front there for BYU. Looked like Jefferson was going to have some running room, but very well defense by that front for BYU. Got to be quarterback run situation like this. No Sanders back there.
Jefferson looking for a hole. Got the first down. Out to the 36. 6'3", 242 pounds. 4 rushing touchdowns in the season. Jefferson has misfired on his last 4 pass attempts. And they ran it 3 straight plays there to start the drive.
Got a quarterback of that stature. Easy call on 3rd and short.
Now he's going to throw it. Looking deep, and there's a safety underneath. It was almost picked off by Micah Harper on the deep ball to Bryce Stevens. 5 incomplete passes in a row for Jefferson, and lucky that one wasn't intercepted.
Really well played there by Harper, the safety. There was also a post that he could have hit Jackson on, and Harper waited till the last minute, forced that ball from Jefferson, and there to make a play.
Jefferson will throw again on 2nd down, and just dumps it off here. Green breaks a tackle out to midfield and into BYU territory. So that's a gain of 16 and an Arkansas first down as they move it to the BYU 49.
Smart, nothing there down the field. Get into your check down. A.J. Green using some speed there in the open field, and that's really where BYU has struggled, tackling in space on the perimeter, and a nice pickup to move the chains.
Hand off for Green, trying to get the edge. Instead, he's cut down. Ethan Slade on the stop for BYU. It's a gain of about 3 or 4 for Arkansas. Sanders turn off left tackle inside the 40, inside the 30. Stiff arms, and they finally get him out of bounds at the 22-yard line.
Simple counterplay there by Raheem Sanders. Really nice job. Backside guard, tight end come across, blocked up very well, and you see the burst and strength through the hole. Very well blocked, and a big pickup.
24 yards. Play action. Jefferson throws complete to the 15 to Landers. Wrapped up there by Judy Lally. Gain of about 6. Sanders off the left edge. First down and more. Sanders diving. And in for the Arkansas touchdown. Number 6 on the season for Raheem Sanders.
Excellent answer drive there by Arkansas. Offensive line, 134 starts for this group coming in today, but the left tackle, 70, Luke Jones, really helps allow Sanders to get to that edge. Nice balance as he puts the hand on the ground and dives into the end zone.
And of all those starts that you just mentioned, as the extra point is good, Jones has the least of them. He's a transfer from Notre Dame. It's a first-year starter. And he caved that left side of the defensive line to give running room for Sanders.
Question. Very well done, and you see the vision by Raheem Sanders. He's been great all year. Really good shot there as you see Luke Jones able to wash down John Nelson inside. And you see Sanders with the physicality and balance to cap off that run.
So the game tied at 7, 2:37 to go in the first. Now a quick word from Cheez-It.
Man, I make this cheesiest chain look good.
I'm still feeling the cheesiest.
You are a wheel of cheese.
Cheez-It, feeling the cheesiest.
Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill on an absolutely gorgeous day. This is as good as it gets for a setting. The base of the Wasatch Mountains in Provo, about 45 minutes from Salt Lake City. Packed house, homecoming, and again the rarity and uniqueness of an SEC team in town. Just the second time through the end zone, touchback out to the 25. Kick off your Sunday with NFL Countdown, 10 a.m. Eastern Time on ESPN. Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes sit down to relive the wildest 13 seconds in NFL history. And I'm sure more talk on roughing the passer, which I know my partner here is a guy that used to sack quarterbacks for a living. Would love to see them lighten things up a little bit on the pass rushers. Also Broncos, Chargers, Monday Night Football. 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, ABC, ESPN, and elsewhere.
Grady Jarrett, Chris Jones will rob Dave Pasch. You know it, I know it. The NFL knows it. Get it right, fellas.
Tackling the quarterback is not supposed to be roughing the passer, simply tackling the quarterback. Here's Nakua again, and he bounces off of bodies to the 42. An 18-yard gain for Puka Nakua. He's already got as many touches in this game as he had all season combined because of the injuries.
So good with the football in his hands. Tough to tackle. Big frame, 6'2", 205. Great to see him healthy, Dave. Hasn't been healthy since the opener this season.
Junior from here in Provo, started out at Washington, then transferred back home. Here's Hall taking a shot for Nakua. Incomplete, but another flag. Boy, that keeps working. This will be the second pass interference call in Arkansas.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 4, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It's on Malik Chavis, and they're going at that banged-up Arkansas secondary.
No question, and Barry Odom told us Chavis is going to have to play better. Did he get an early pull? Just didn't. I guess he got that right arm. Not a whole lot of contact there, Dave.
No.
I don't know about that one.
Well, Dusty, there's not a lot of speed on the perimeter for BYU, so if they're going to go vertical, they're more than likely going to be contested, which can lead to some PIs.
So from the 42 of Arkansas, play fake. Hall setting up, looking deep again, airing it out. Players jostling, knocked away. Incomplete. Another flag. Let's see. Yeah. McLaughlin thought he had good coverage on Braden Cosper, but the officials felt differently.
On the defense. Number 3, 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Well, that was another one that at least live looked very close.
Looked like they were both kind of jockeying for position, a little back and forth pushing down the field.
And I guess you got to let go at the end, and he did.
It was there at the very end. Yeah, McLaughlin, he's got to allow the receiver the opportunity. Kept that right arm in there a bit too long. I understand that one. The one before that, I didn't think that it warranted on Chavis.
So from the 27 after back-to-back PIs, Hall again setting up and floating it downfield, almost intercepted by Hudson Clark. He was going for Ethan Erickson, who's a tight end who wears the number 97. 2nd and 10.
That was almost an outstanding play by Hudson Clark, playing safety. Good vision on Jaron Hall. Read that the whole way. Went up and tried to high point the football, unable to come down with it. Tom, we talked to Barry Odom about that. They've had a lot of turnovers that they could have gotten. They've been close. They just haven't made those plays like right there this season.
And literally, back-to-back road games here for Arkansas last week against Mississippi State. As many as 4 potential interceptions they could have taken away, and they came up with none of them. You're right. They've got to start making plays when the ball's in the air and the plays to be made.
On 2nd and 10, wide receiver screen to the 25-yard line for Roberts. And down to the 21 for 6 yards. Chase Roberts, who missed the Notre Dame game last week with a hip injury. And you see Malik Chavis a little slow to get up for Arkansas. He can't afford anybody else to go down on the back end. And they're going to send him to the sideline. Looked like the official sent him to the sideline, so maybe you want to check, make sure that nothing there in the way of concussion-like symptoms.
Trent Gordon checks in at corner, down in the boundary. It's like Braden Cosper on him.
They spread it out and go empty here. Hall with an on-target throw to Epps inside the 10. Epps breaking, tackles it in. It's a BYU touchdown. That's 6 on the year for Epps, who's in the top 20 nationally.
We mentioned it earlier. He is a difference maker and a different kind of receiver for this BYU offense. Precise route, working inside on the trips receiver side. And really good timing between Jaren Hall and Cody Epps, and you see with the ball in his hands after the catch, a dynamic playmaker as he finds the end zone.
And the point after hits the right upright. We talked about the issues with the kickers. Justin Smith replaced Jake Oldroyd last week. Didn't attempt a field goal in that game, but he misfires on the PAT here.
Boy, there's a lot of cushion out there on third and medium, and it's just a timing route, just a simple out route. Clear it out on the outside. Simeon Blair, too much cushion, too much space to be able to make up. And just an easy pitch and catch from Jaren Hall to Epps, and poor tackling after the catch as Epps finds his way into the end zone for the second BYU touchdown.
Dusty, that's just such a mismatch between Simeon Blair, number 15, and Cody Epps. And, you know, if you look at where they line him up in the slot, if Arkansas wants to play man-to-man, they're going to have a mismatch. BYU's got the advantage. They want to play zone. He's really good finding those open voids in zones. And again, you said it. Their outside guys are running catch guys. He's a catch and run guy.
BYU should just throw it every down. Arkansas should run it every down.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
So Oldroyd will kick off. He is still the kickoff guy, even though he lost his place kicking job for now. This will be another touchback, so let's go to Matt in the studio.
All right, Dave, got your IHG studio update. You won't believe what's going on in Knoxville. This just moments ago. Hendon Hooker to Jalen Hyatt, second time today. It is 21-7. Tennessee over Alabama, 21-7.
That's why we were saying earlier about the job that Josh Heupel has done with that group. Think where that program was a couple years ago. Even if they don't win today, the steps they've taken.
It's incredible. It was left in the ditch. And Josh Heupel in just his second year, easily front runner for Coach of the Year in college football.
Rashad Dubinion in the game at running back, but Jefferson going to throw it here. Going to throw it back to Dubinion, who's wide open on the far side of the field. He gets 20 yards before he's even touched. Pushed out at the 42. That's just the third catch of the season for Dubinion, a true freshman from Ellenwood, Georgia.
KJ Jefferson had options. He had his tight end, Trey Knox, on a corner route, wide open as well. Two guys left open, and a nice pickup on first down.
Dubinion getting the carry, and he's pushed back. Wilgar there for BYU. So you got Sanders getting a little bit of a breather. Dubinion getting some carries. A.J. Green was out there earlier. Alden Tofa in there on the stop too for BYU. BYU is going 4 deep on their defensive line. They're rotating 20 guys so far. And that's not an exaggeration. Jefferson's pass is pulled in close to the line to gain by Ketron Jackson with Caleb Hayes in coverage, and it's a first down for Arkansas in BYU territory.
Strong hands there by Ketron Jackson. Goes up, high points that football, and makes a nice catch.
And that's the end of a very entertaining first quarter here in Provo. 3 touchdowns, 1 missed extra point. And BYU trying to bounce back after a loss last week. Arkansas trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Razorbacks trail after 1. It's available on the ESPN app, so you can watch anywhere. What a great time of year. You got NHL and ESPN going. As you see, Arkansas is not led now in 10+ quarters. NBA regular season starts this week, obviously in the meat of the college football season. Soon the college football playoff rankings will start coming out as Landers catches the pass out in space and gets an Arkansas first down inside the 35 for 14 yards.
Major League Baseball playoffs, NFL, full swing. Like, this is tough to beat October on the sports calendar. It's about as good as it gets.
Yep. Rashad Dubinion staying in the game at running back. Jefferson keeps it though, and he's brought down by Tyler Batty, who's the leader of that D-line. One of 50 D linemen we've seen on the field today for BYU. That's an exaggeration, but feels that way.
Very well played here by Batty. Good job with his hands, getting extension, getting off the block, making a nice tackle there on KJ Jefferson.
This time Jefferson hands it off, and down to the 30 is Dubinion. We're being told that Raheem Sanders, at least based on observation, looks to be all right, but Dubinion getting the last couple series here at running back. He'll shift into the backfield with Jefferson on 3rd and 7. Jefferson, and a strike inside the 15 to the 13-yard line. Matt Landers, who they wanted to get the ball too often in this first half after no catches a week ago, gets 18 yards.
Well, I love this route combination. You're going to see Jaden Hazelwood on an option route. It grabs the attention right there of the safety, and it allows Landers to go right over the top. Good find by KJ Jefferson.
Jefferson keeping it here, and while he'll punish you if you're a defender, I mean, he got drilled first, looked like it was Keenan Peely, and then Jefferson just roasted 3 BYU DBs. It took a while for Ben Bywater to get up.
Guys, Raheem Sanders is not injured. He's standing on the sideline next to their coaching staff on the substitution rotation.
Thanks for that, Tom. Yeah, Jefferson's bigger than any of the BYU linebackers, Dave.
Bywater's 230, Peely's 237, Wilgar's 235. And here's a reverse to Hazelwood. BYU's all over it. Hazelwood with a great spin, though. And finally, they get him to the ground at the 6-yard line. Wilgar and Batty with the stop. Going to be 3rd down and short.
Very well read there by Peyton Wilgar. Outruns Hazelwood to the spot. Hazelwood doesn't have great speed. A big 3rd down here. Jefferson very much a weapon as a runner in this spot.
But he throws into the end zone, and it's caught for a touchdown by the tight end, Trey Knox. Chance to take the lead with the extra point.
I really like the pocket presence of KJ Jefferson. Just cool, calm, collected. And out of this trips bunch, we'll see the tight end, former wide receiver Trey Knox. They just don't locate him. Wide open, and a good find as he goes up top, high points that football, and a touchdown to give this Arkansas team the lead.
With the point after by Little. Knox, who moved from wide receiver, had to put on 30 pounds. And he's turned into an excellent tight end for the Razorbacks, who lead it 14-13 in Provo.
Tell you.
No question, Matt. I mean, no arrogance whatsoever. A completely humble broadcast fan base. My Syracuse-Kansas prediction for the national championship probably not happening, though. Syracuse may still get there.
Take a look at this touchdown. You'll see 45, the middle backer, Pepe Tanuvasa. You know, he's aware of quarterback run game, kind of spying the quarterback. Middle of the field's opened up. I love the ball placement, too, there from Jefferson. High, where only his 6'5" tight end can go up and get it. High points the football. And the Razorbacks with the lead for the first time in a long time.
Just love how you go to replay, just ignore all the Syracuse discussion. Just the guys in the truck. Oh, Pash is talking about Syracuse again. Let's quickly change the subject.
Did you bring your Syracuse sunglasses here today? Good nose.
That is a fact, by the way, as Hall throws, and it's caught at the 40-yard line by Keanu Hill. And it's a first down, gain of 15. Boy, Jaron Hall probably deserves to get talked about a little bit more nationally.
And so efficient this year. We've seen him from the pocket, here on the move, moving to his right, a strike to Hill.
Some movement by BYU.
Full start. 78 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. First down.
First penalty on BYU, 4 against Arkansas. 3 of the 4 penalties on Arkansas for pass interference. The other was for an unsportsmanlike conduct. BYU goes to Liberty next week. 10 wins for Kalani Sitake each of the last 2 years. He's in year 7 now, former BYU player. In year 7 as the head coach here in Provo. Hall has the guy you don't want to leave open. Nakua inside the 40, gets rid of the defender and takes it all the way for the touchdown. 65 yards. Penalty flag down though at the 25-yard line.
They're going to get Nakua for a face mask, guys, as he was trying to throw the stiff arm.
Boy, you rarely see that call though on the offensive play.
Right.
Get so open. That's the last guy. If you're Arkansas, you want to see running free with the football.
Bit of a bust in coverage and then a poor angle to the football by the safety Simeon Blair. And he is so dangerous with the ball in his hands.
Personal foul, face mask on the offense, number 12. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay, first down.
Good call by you, Tom. Nailed it. As Nakua trying to elude the defender.
Don't see it much, right?
Absolutely not. As we'll see, and remember, got 18 Trent Gordon in. He came in earlier, and Blair doesn't take a good angle.
After the penalty was enforced, it is a first down for BYU.
And that's the right call. He's sitting there yanking on the face mask.
And he didn't even need to.
Right.
He could have stiff arm, just let go, and gone to the end zone. Mistake there by Nakua.
It was Simeon Blair.
That face mask.
Yeah, Simeon Blair. So they spot it now at midfield. So it costs him a touchdown, and the ball's at midfield. Out of the pistol, Hall with a quick throw, and again, receiver wide open, Cosper. First down.
A lot of cushion there, just a simple hitch outside the Cosper, and Jaron Hall is dialed in here this afternoon. It's a timing route, easy pitch and catch.
Again, had a shoulder injury last week, suffered it against Utah State 2 weeks ago, didn't practice at all last week, but they still played him. He told us this, the coaches told us this, they weren't real comfortable, given the fact that no practice reps at all, and then you play a team like Notre Dame. But he did practice this week, so felt much more comfortable at everything coming into this game, and he looks it. Playing with a shoulder injury, it's going to be an issue for that right arm most of the season, he thinks, so that ball sailed on him. Intended for Epps, incomplete.
And remember, last series, number 4, Chavis came off. And now, so Chavis, I haven't seen him come back in the game. I don't know exactly what his status is, if that's for play or if he's banged up injured. But then that's a lot of shuffling because you insert Trent Gordon. He's now playing a nickel spot, just having to move a lot of different pieces around.
Well, we did see Chavis go off, and it looked like it was an official telling him to go off, which makes you wonder, is he in protocol for concussion-like symptoms? Brooks is in there at running back for BYU on 2nd and 10 to the Arkansas 40. Hall back to throw, pressure in his face, gets rid of it, and finds Epps again inside the 20. Another broken tackle. Epps to the 10, to the 5, and down to the 3-yard line for 37 yards. First and goal, BYU.
Like we've seen all season, this Arkansas secondary struggling with these wide receivers. And this time it's Hudson Clark working on Epps. Just a deep over route, way too much cushion. And Epps just outstanding with the ball in his hand.
And here's Epps again. This time it's read beautifully. Epps going to lose a couple of yards. Travius Brini coming off his best game, but battling an ankle injury. Transfer from Georgia, where he won a national championship. A good play there. Loss of 2.
Nice job out there on the edge. It's not easy to get to the ground.
There you see Chavis without his helmet, just the towel over his head. So, yeah. Talk about forces being depleted. Arkansas and that back end. Here comes a jet sweep to Nakua. Cuts it back, and Nakua bounces forward into the end zone. Touchdown, BYU. Third rushing touchdown this season for Puka Nakua.
How about 83 Isaac Rex? We've seen him with a touchdown catch. Nice job blocking Gordon on the perimeter, and it's a quality cutback there by Nakua. Cuts off his tight end's block as he powers his way into the end zone.
BYU going for 2, and remember they missed an extra point. Justin Smith on the last touchdown. This may be the formula for the rest of the day for the Cougars. The play clock's at 2, though. They're going to have to burn a timeout. Oh, they just reset the play clock. So going for 2. Got to take a 7-point lead.
Rex isolated over in the boundary.
All looking, throwing, and it's caught for 2 points by Keanu Hill.
It was a slow start a week ago in Vegas for this BYU offense. No slow start here today. And finally, a healthy Puka Nacua as BYU with an early lead here in Provo.
ESPN College Football, delivered by Papa John's, is brought to you by Goodyear. Discover the possibilities. Goodyear, more driven.
And welcome back to Provo. Time for our athletic trivia question. As you look at Kalani Sitake. First meeting between Arkansas and BYU. When was the last time an SEC team traveled to Provo?
I read the BYU game notes, so I know the answer.
I think these questions are for the fans to make them think. I think you're supposed to know the answer.
Okay. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Well, he's great. Show that picture of Kalani Sitake, man. He is awesome to talk with.
He's such a great guy, really is. As that goes through the end zone for a touchback. So let's go ahead and answer this. So you want to answer it? Since
Mississippi State
okay.
was the team. I'll let you give the year.
2016. In fact, Mississippi State is the only SEC team prior to today to travel to Provo. They've done it twice, 2000 and then 6 years ago in 2016, and BYU won.
See that? That's teamwork right there. Bam. Bam, bam.
I think it was on page 1 of the game notes. So if you didn't read the rest of the notes, you could make it through the game. But at least for the Aflac, we got that right. Sanders is back in at running back, just 6 carries. Jefferson off play action, and the pass is knocked down by Caleb Hayes. Landers was the intended target.
Nice contest there by Hayes, getting that right hand in there to create the pass breakup. I'm surprised we haven't seen more of Raheem Sanders. Unstoppable early on. He's got 6 carries for 66 yards, and haven't seen much of him the last couple drives.
He leads the SEC in rushing, yet they're not feeding him. You wonder if he's banged up at all, even though he's still out there. They fake it to him again. And Jefferson, oh, nice catch by Knox. That ball a little upstairs, but Knox made the grab, and a gain of 21 to the 46-yard line.
Boy, Kendall Briles praised Trey Knox's ability to transition, put on the weight, as you mentioned earlier, and he thought he'd have a chance to have a really nice day. A couple of good grabs.
Another play action. Hazelwood left alone, and he's able to stay in bounds into BYU territory inside the 40. It's another 14 yards and a first down for Arkansas.
Got this BYU defense on their heels.
The play action game is working, and you wonder if it's just because Sanders out there and you got to worry about him on every snap. And he gets it this time, and he gashes him off that right side. About 8 yards down to the 32, brought down by Max Tooley.
I'll tell you what, 51, Ricky Stromberg. Nice job the center. Nice job with the block. It's a good kick out, opens up a big hole. Ricky Stromberg, one of the best centers in the SEC and in college football. Love watching his physicality on tape.
39th start for Stromberg at center. Jefferson keeping off the left side and runs out of room. Close to the first down around the 30. Stromberg preseason first team All-SEC. Got Brady Latham at left guard. 30th consecutive start. Dalton Wagner on the right side, 35th consecutive start. And they got to let
change. Holy cow.
But the officials had to let, I don't know how many times you've actually seen that, where one team's over the ball, the other team is changing everything. Hazelwood wide open on the wide receiver screen. Gets the first down and 3rd down and 2. Obviously, by rule, BYU is allowed to change if Arkansas does.
I've seen a lot. I don't know if I've seen an entire defense change mid-series like we just saw right there, but that's this unbelievably high-octane, fast-paced offense that Kendall Briles loves to run with Arkansas.
Jefferson on the run. That's caught for a gain of a couple by Jaden Wilson. That's his first catch of the season. And again, BYU is rotating. I mean, they're guys that are 4 men down on the 2 deep on their D line that are getting a lot of action here in the first half.
You know, when you play this Arkansas team, it's going to be a lot of snaps, so trying to keep fresh bodies on the field for this BYU defense.
Haven't been able to get much pass rush, though, considering how much they've rotated along that front. See if they can generate here on 2nd and 8.
Credit to that offensive line of Arkansas.
Sanders, who's got great speed for a guy his size, gets the edge. And inside the 20 to the 17-yard line. So it's going to be 3rd down again here for the Razorbacks. Down 7, midway point of the 2nd quarter.
Is who they identified 3rd in this range earlier in the end zone. Empty set here for KJ Jefferson. Try to spread them out. It's like man-to-man coverage from BYU.
5 of 6 today on 3rd down. Jefferson throws over the middle. Knocked away. Incomplete inside the 10. It was Ethan Slade in coverage on Bryce Stevens. Arkansas on 4th down will bring on the field goal unit.
And Jefferson just off target. This pass behind Stevens on his back hip. If he puts that ball out in front, it's a touchdown. He walks into the end zone. You miss by a foot or so. In major college football, it's the difference in a touchdown and a pass breakup, and a huge stop there for BYU.
So Cam Little is #1 all-time at Arkansas in field goal percentage, 81. He's missed 2, though, this year. Buries that one from 34 yards. And so Arkansas pulls within 4. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Papa John's. Absolutely beautiful day here in Utah. BYU in front, 21-17. Full house for homecoming. Cougars trying to get back on track after falling out of the top 25 last week. They were number 12 a few weeks ago, number 16 last week. Only lost by 8 to Notre Dame. Dropped out of the rankings. They have a win over Baylor. That win doesn't look as impressive now that Baylor's been struggling. Touchback, and we'll come out to the 25 for BYU.
With Jaron Hall, he has bounced back in a great way so far in this ball game. The touch on this throw to Puka Nacua. It's 4th and 8, by the way, people. Absolute dime, dropping it in the bucket. And he's been able to locate one of his new favorite weapons on offense, Cody Epps, a couple of different times in the open field. Jaron Hall has hit 7 of his last 8 attempts for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns, a $193 on the afternoon.
Completed 7 of his last 8, 2 touchdowns on the day for Hall, 16 on the year, only 2 interceptions. Off play action, Hall being chased, and the pass incomplete. Some pressure from Drew Sanders. We have not said his name much today. Came in number 2 in the country in sacks.
We haven't said his name a whole lot. He hasn't been brought in a lot of pressure situations, and talking with Aaron Roderick, the offensive coordinator, and Jaron Hall yesterday, they talked about you always identify and know where 42 Drew Sanders is. 6'5", 235, great speed, length, learning how to play that second-level linebacker, and his versatility really makes him an elite player for this defense.
Fakahua gets the carry, and he's grabbed in the backfield and brought down. Landon Jackson is there first. Cam Ball in there as well for Arkansas.
Now this 3rd down situation, we'll see. Is Drew Sanders used in a rush situation? Or as we see sometimes with Arkansas, they drop 8.
See him there as the middle linebacker, 42. Looks like he's coming. He's starting to inch a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 12 on the BYU 23.
Try to force the hand of Jaron Hall, get some pressure and get that ball out as quick as you can. Help that secondary.
Now Sanders drops in coverage, 3-man rush. Everybody covered. Hall steps up to run across the 30, close to the first down. Looks like he's got it at the 35. Got hit by Jackson, but he did move the chains on 3rd and 12.
Boy, drop 8, no pressure, just cool, calm, collected. And this is the part of Jaren Hall's game we saw more of last season. But he keeps his eyes down the field, shown to be a much better passer, but he still has the athleticism and running ability to convert on 3rd downs in situations like that. Very well done by Jaren Hall.
Field was the runner made the first down.
So they're going to look to see if indeed Jaren Hall got the first down.
Those are back-breaking type of plays for an Arkansas defense, right? You get them in 3rd and long, you've got good coverage down the field, but you can't get a bead on the quarterback. We'll be back in moments to see if the play stands.
So this call will be overturned. Jaren Hall is short. You see the right forearm down. The ball's actually in his left hand.
After further review, the runner was short of the 35-yard line, which was a first down. It will be 4th down at that spot.
And it's interesting, not surprising though, based on Kalani Sitake's history. He is going for it with a lead on 4th and 1 from his own 34.5-yard line.
Got a 230-pound running back and Brooks behind him.
Although Hall fumbled the snap, they're not going to get it regardless of who recovers. So Arkansas comes up with the stop. Looked like a bad exchange and a potentially costly decision there by Kalani Sitake.
Well, it's the 2nd time under center. They've had a fumbled snap here today. And look, that's who he is. That's his personality. We had a long, lengthy conversation with Coach Sitake about this yesterday, and he makes no bones about it. He is not afraid to see the fumbled snap on the ground. Now Arkansas set up in great field position, and he is not afraid to roll the dice and go for it. He said it's one of his favorite parts of being a head coach. Could be extremely costly here before the end of the first half.
He said sometimes goes by the analytics, sometimes just goes by feel.
Ooh, man.
So first down for the Razorbacks at the BYU 34. It gives to Sanders, trying to bust it to the outside. He couldn't. The ball on the ground. Sanders recovered it. He might have been down anyway. Tackled by Ben Bywater.
Ben Bywater, really nice job setting that edge. He's been fantastic all year, always around the football. Very instinctive player with a nice tackle.
So 2nd down and long. Run it again. This time able to get the edge is Sanders. Or check that A.J. Green, the ball carrier. First down to the 20. Peyton Wilgar is on the field still. Might be banged up, might be upset. Thought that there should have been holding on the edge. You see him get tackled there. Wilgar still down.
Boy, that was the key block right there on the perimeter. Nathan backs.
So while we have a moment as they check on Peyton Wilgar, who missed a good part of last year due to injury, let's check in with Matt.
All right, Dave, some entertainment in this 3:30 window. I want to keep you updated on Tennessee, Alabama. This on a punt. Quindarius Robinson inexplicably grabs it for no reason, can't hold on to it. Watch Nick Saban's reaction. What are you doing? We'll leave out the other word. Tennessee capitalizes. Princeton fans punches it in for Rocky Top. Alabama has since scored, but still 28-17 Tennessee in the second.
But as you said, Matt, Alabama just scored. Like, that game feels like it's going to go down to the wire, just knowing how good Bryce Young is. As long as he's playing, they're in the game.
No question. Wilgar's helped off the field. Hopefully he's able to get back in the game. A key piece of this linebacking core for BYU.
A.J. Green remains in it, running back. K.J. Jefferson keeps it, hit at the 20. Flag comes soaring in. 2 of them do from the back end. Alden Tofa with the stop, the 6-year player, 23 years old. Tuioti Mariner was over there too for BYU as they pursued the ball. Let's see what the penalty's about. Again, 2 flags were thrown, might be for the same foul.
Personal foul, blindside block with targeting, number 89 on the offense. The previous play is under further review.
That's a double whammy. You get the penalty, but then they also lose the player, Nathan Bax. We haven't seen that called yet, right? With the blindside block with targeting?
Not in a game that we have done. I've seen it throughout college football. Nathan Bax was the tight end that had that block to play before on Wilgar. As you're going to see him come back inside. Cup lap blocks. All right, big point of emphasis. I don't think that's targeting.
Like you hit him in the chest.
I mean, use his shoulder.
You get the blindside block, but the targeting part? No,
that's not targeting.
No, we hit him in the chest.
Yeah, it's not targeting. It shouldn't be targeting in my assessment. Again, this is something they're trying to get rid of in college football. These blindside blocks coming back into the core. And so I understand that flag. It's a new point of emphasis, but it's
not targeting.
It's not targeting.
And what's being reviewed here is targeting, not the blindside block. That stands no matter what. But that isn't targeting, and I would imagine this will get overturned, and Nathan Bax will be able to continue. That's a big penalty on Arkansas, nonetheless. Going to be 1st and 25.
After further review, there was no targeting by number 89. He can remain in the game. However, the 15-yard penalty for the blindside block will be enforced.
So 1st and 25 at the 34 of BYU. So since taking over on downs, Arkansas. I was thinking Alabama because David Smith, who was the referee, former Alabama player, Alabama quarterback. So I had Bama on my mind. And we just showed a highlight of Alabama. Arkansas with a 1st and 25. Nearing 4 minutes to go. The Razorbacks have all their timeouts. Trying to end the 3-game losing streak. They started 4-0 last year, lost 3 in a row, but still won 9 games. Jefferson looking around and finds Green inside the 20, inside the 10, and down to the 4-yard line. 1st and goal after a 30-yard pickup.
Well, I love this call here by Kendall Briles. Going to roll the pocket to the right, get all the flow going right, and then a throwback across to a wide open A.J. Green. Terrible angle taken by Hayes, and a huge pickup, setting up Arkansas inside the 5.
Jefferson again to throw, and has a receiver wide open in the end zone for the touchdown. It's Matt Landers. Some nifty design there from Kendall Briles on the last few play calls. Arkansas back in front.
No question. And cashing in after the defense gets the 4th down stop on the fumbled snap. A couple of really nice play calls, getting KJ Jefferson on the move and capping that off with a nice find of Matt Landers in the end zone.
Cam Little on for the point after. And so it's 24-21 Arkansas, 3:39 left. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill here in Provo.
See KJ Jefferson moving to his left. Good job keeping his eyes down the field, finding Landers. And
in talking with KJ Jefferson, one thing that he said, and also the coaches emphasized this week for Arkansas, was that he had to trust his teammates a little bit more. We're seeing that. We haven't seen him hesitate, right? He's making the right plays through the air, and also a lot of those RPOs.
Yeah, Kendall Briles wanted him to distribute the football and, not put so much on his own shoulders. And we've seen that here today. And man, Sam Pittman told us we're pushing all of our chips in the middle of the table. This is such a big, important game, and it's felt like that here so far in the first half, which has just been a highly entertaining back-and-forth game that both BYU and Arkansas could really use at this point in the season.
And Dusty, remember last year we mentioned 4-0, then they lose 3 in a row. Their next opponent was Arkansas Pine Bluff. Nothing against Arkansas Pine Bluff, but that's a get-right game, and they did, and they ended up winning 9 games. This is not. This is I mean, this can get you right if you win and can send you on your way for the rest of the year, but it's a lot more challenging to try to end a 3-game losing streak with this opponent here in 2022. Touchback BYU ball in the 25. Let's go to Matt.
Okay, Dave, coming up on the Lexus halftime report, all of the undefeated matchups are going on as we speak. Tennessee and Alabama, they're in a shootout, as is Oklahoma State and TCU. Pokes up on the road. Plus Michigan. They looked dominant today against Penn State. We'll have highlights and discussion. Joey Galloway joining me coming up on the Lexus halftime report.
With that performance by Michigan, that's a statement win by Jim Harbaugh's squad. I thought Penn State was going to give them all they wanted.
Me too.
Didn't happen.
And coming off the college football playoff, too, people wondering, can Michigan have back-to-back great seasons? They're headed that way. Brooks on the carry out to the 28 for about 3. Stopped by Bumper Poole, leading tackler all time at Arkansas.
Talked a lot about Jaron Hall and really spinning it, throwing the ball very well today. KJ Jefferson has completed 13 of his last 15 for $166 and 2 touchdowns. So both these quarterbacks really playing at a high level, and we'll see if Jaron Hall can get some points on the board here before halftime.
If they get a first down, do we see a little tempo? 2 timeouts, 3 minutes. Over the middle, the pass behind Epps. There was some pressure right away with Drew Sanders coming in the face of Jaron Hall. When you see Drew Sanders there, you're going to get rid of the ball probably quicker than you wanted to, and it was an errant throw.
He can strike fear into the heart of anybody, especially opposing quarterbacks. You spend all week watching him on film, and then all of a sudden he's in your lap. Clearly a misfire there. Epps wide open over the middle of the field, and Jaron Hall just not quite on target, setting up 3rd and long.
And if you don't convert here, Arkansas gets the ball back with plenty of time and 3 timeouts. So this is big for BYU. 3rd and 7. Hall with time. Epps got it. And then he's down at the 40-yard line. He lost the ball, but they rule that he caught it. So it's a gain of 13. It was a catch. Then the ball came out, punched out by Clark, but Epps right there. He's shaken up after the play.
Well, it's only a 3-man rush, so there's plenty of time for Jaron Hall with good protection to survey the field, and it's a really nice route there by Epps. He gets behind the linebackers in that drop 8 in front of the safeties, and Jaron Hall with a strike.
Hard to tell thereafter if he actually did lose the ball, if he had it the whole time, but it was coming loose after it was drilled by Clark. Hall, long throw, picked off at the 32-yard line. Hudson Clark for Arkansas with the interception. The former walk-on, who's been playing both corner and safety, gets the pick around the 30.
Well, this is an outstanding job by Hudson Clark, who playing that safety position, had great vision on the quarterback. Jaron Hall saw that the whole way, stepped right in front of that pass, was a long throw. Huge takeaway for this Arkansas defense.
Big play for Hudson, too, being able to get back inside the safety. He's lined up at corner, and that's just not where he belongs, Dusty. Now he's at home, feels more comfortable, more range to view the quarterback, get off the hash and make the play.
It's an outstanding job. Just read it the whole way. It's a long throw. Hall didn't have much on it, and a big-time play by Hudson Clark.
So Arkansas with 2 minutes and 22 seconds. All of its timeouts, keeps it on the ground, keeping his feet is Dubinion. Brought down at the 43 by Harper. It's a first down for the Razorbacks, so the clock will stop to reset the chains. And it starts up again. Plenty of time here. Just outside 2 minutes to go, and again 3 timeouts. Already 131 rushing yards for the 12th best rushing attack in the country. Shovel pass to Dubinion. BYU is all over that. That's going to lose a yard or 2. John Nelson, who's been all over the place for BYU today, made the hit.
Nice play on the shovel. Had that sniffed out the entire way. See if KJ Jefferson gets back to work through the air here.
2nd and 11, Jefferson climbing the pocket, hit as he throws deep, going for the tight end, incomplete. Knox had his hand on it, but couldn't pull it in. Alfrey in coverage downfield. Boy, that was an excellent throw by Jefferson under duress.
John Nelson gets here. I mean, it's a nice rush by John Nelson. Puts a good move, and he gets to the quarterback. But that's what that big. Jefferson able to fight off the tackler, step into that throw. Knox tries to bring it in with one hand, but a really good job by Alfrey knocking that ball free.
BYU has 2 timeouts, so if Arkansas can't pick up the 3rd down and 11, the Cougars would have some time to try to get points.
Timeout. Arkansas, they're first. This will be a 30-second timeout.
2 remaining for Arkansas. All right, the college football rankings for this week brought to you by AT&T 5G. Both these teams at one point were around the top 10. Arkansas 3 weeks ago was number 10. The current number 10 Penn State blown out in Ann Arbor, as we mentioned. Oklahoma State and Tennessee both leading in their games against other ranked teams. Don't forget Clemson, Florida State tonight on ABC.
And that's a dangerous spot. Clemson's playing great. They get Brian Bresee back, but we were just in Tallahassee a couple of weeks ago. It's going to be a lively atmosphere at Doak Campbell. And with Lincoln Riley and USC going to have their biggest test, going to Rice Eccles down the street from us there in Utah. It's going to be a great game this evening as well. Coming into this week, there'll be some shakeup in the top 10, and it's potentially setting up just that way.
So 3rd down and 11 for Arkansas. Leading by 3 late in the first half. Each team with a pair of timeouts. Here they come at Jefferson, and he's hit at the 30. Gets out of there and throws complete. And a broken tackle. And Trey Knox is loose inside the 30. Knox still going. And they finally get him inside the 25. How did K.J. Jefferson escape? And a gain of 33. He should have lost 10.
What a play by K.J. Jefferson. Batty with a great dip rip. He comes off the edge, but he can't get K.J. Jefferson down. No one can. And he finds his outlet. Knox open, and Knox doing the rest. What a play.
Now off play action, a shot, and he threw it out of bounds. He was going for Keytron Jackson. Single covered by Mandel. 56 seconds left. 2nd and 10. 2 timeouts left. But man, K.J. Jefferson, so powerful at 240 pounds.
He shrugged off about 4 Cougar defenders there. And Tyler Batty at 6'5", 275. I mean, he was coming barreling down off the edge, unable to get the big quarterback to the ground. What a play by K.J. Jefferson, keeping that play alive.
Dominique Johnson has been in on this series at running back. He's still in there, so no Sanders. Jefferson to throw it again and dumps it off inside the 20-yard line. It's Hazelwood. Arkansas has 2 timeouts. We'll use one here with 45 seconds left. The 3rd down and 2 coming up.
Arkansas, they're second. This will be a 30-second timeout.
Seeing a lot of rotating running backs. You wonder because of the elevation. Could be an issue as to why we're not seeing Raheem Sanders as much. K.J. Jefferson having no problem with elevation or any of the BYU defenders on this play.
This will make SportsCenter tonight unable to get Jefferson to the ground. How about Knox after the catch? Remember, he's a former wide receiver. Nice little stiff arm, big play on 3rd and long. I mean, that's just such a game changer. Looks like you got a sack. You can call a timeout if you're BYU. Try to get an opportunity to go down and get some points before half. And now all of a sudden it's Arkansas in prime position to get points before the half. And, you know, with Trey Knox, I thought it was interesting with Kendall Briles. You know, he said he kind of went to him and he wasn't having much of an impact to receiver and said, you know, what can we do to get you more involved in this offense? And he played one game at the end of last year at tight end. He put on the weight here in the offseason, and man, has he had an impact here in the first half of this game.
Yep, 3 catches and a touchdown. It's 3rd and short, 3rd and 2. Dubinion moves into the backfield with Jefferson. Who's going to throw? Jefferson looking. Dubinion wide open. Touchdown. Easy pitch and catch. 3 first half touchdown passes for K.J. Jefferson.
Well, again, I love love the play call by Kendall Browse. Knows he's got man-to-man coverage, okay? And he's going to have Jaden Hazelwood run essentially a slant to block the path of the safety who's trying to get over the top and match up with the running back on the wheel route. And it's an easy pitch and catch. Great play design and execution here before half.
And the extra point makes it 31-21. An Arkansas offense that has been struggling with just 43 points the last 2 weeks against Mississippi State and Alabama, getting back on track in this game.
Safeties matched up with the running back. Man-to-man coverage here for BYU. And when he runs that wheel, that safety's going to try to come through. And as you see, Hazelwood just gets just enough as he's running his route. It wasn't a pick play. He runs his route, and he gets that safety off his track. And it's all they need for another Arkansas touchdown. This is the kind of start that Sam Pittman was hoping for. He'd see out of his football team. Change practice throughout the course of the week. They've been really slow out of the gates and going to go into halftime with it looks like a nice lead.
It does, Steve. It was really interesting, too, to see 26, Easton Slade, the safety there. I don't know why he didn't just maintain his depth. He played the flat route. If he just stays back off the hash, he's got the wheel route covered.
Meanwhile, points off turnovers, 14 for Arkansas. BYU had 2 turnovers all season, and then 2 here in the first half. But time for BYU. 2 timeouts, 40 seconds left. This will be a drive that starts on the 25. Remember, though, they have issues with their place kickers, which could impact this possession. Let's take a look at the Taco Bell Live Más student section. Student sections across the country competing to be the Live Más student section of the year all season long. This is a great fan base. They pack the stadium every game. And again, with the rarity of an SEC team here, even more of a reason for this place to be full. Standing room only. You got people in the concourses that are standing up. See if BYU bounces back. Little wide receiver screen to Nakua out to the 28. Well, they call it timeout here or not. Nope, clock running.
We've talked a lot today about the picturesque scene that it is here in Provo, and you hit the nail on the head, man. This fan base is absolutely awesome. I'm a little surprised here.
BYU.
They wasted
their second
10 seconds and then called timeout. That didn't make a lot of sense.
No, it's like if you're going to just take it into half.
Please reset the game clock to 26 seconds. 2-6.
There still was 6 or 7 seconds that they waited before making that timeout decision.
I'm with you. If you're going to, I mean, you should know that ahead of time, right? You're throwing that little quick out in the flats, and both these quarterbacks today have stepped up. But how about KJ Jefferson coming back? Know of him so much as a runner. He's only got 10 yards on the ground, but 242 and 3 touchdowns. He's been fantastic so far here today, Dave.
And again, it was the play. It was getting out of there when he should have been sacked. It would have been 4th down. BYU would have had the ball back, down 3 with about a minute and a half left. But Jefferson somehow got out of the arms of multiple defenders for BYU, and then with the presence of mind to find the open receiver, his tight end Trey Knox, who then ran after the catch another 20 yards. Here's Hall over the middle. Epps is open and out to midfield. Now you got to call that timeout, right? Clock will stop to reset the chains. We'll see if they spike it, run a play, or use that last timeout once the chains get set.
You gotta go, you gotta go, you gotta go.
And now you're at 15 seconds. They butchered this last possession here. Clock at 11 as they snap it. Hall with a clock at 6. Got to get rid of it, and he throws it out of bounds with 3 seconds left. That wasted 17 seconds. And Hall, a little shaken up too, is he walks back to the huddle. Got hit by Drew Sanders. Remember, it's his right shoulder that's been bothering him.
Well, they wasted a lot of time. Let's take a look at this. Drew Sanders delivers the blow. Oh, and he grabbed it before he ever even went to the ground. That is great catch there by our camera crew.
This is a dangerous spot too, Dusty, because of that. Do you want him throwing the ball into the end zone here?
No, I wouldn't think so.
So what do you do?
Again, they said it's a pain tolerance thing, so only Jaron Hall knows exactly how that shoulder feels.
It's going to feel a lot worse if he throws the ball 50 yards here.
Just can't believe the way they managed the end of that half. That was poorly done. BYU.
And they're not going to do that. They're just going to throw it underneath. And the ball is fumbled, but it doesn't matter. That's the end of the first half. So Arkansas finished strong. BYU did not. And the Razorbacks take a 10-point lead to the locker room.
Wild sequence to close out this half. What a game we have here in Provo, Dave.
Matt Berry, Joey Galloway, Lexus halftime report. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Papa John's. On a 75-degree day in Provo, Arkansas trying to end a 3-game losing streak. Leads BYU at halftime 31-21. We're going to get an update here shortly on the condition of the BYU quarterback Jaren Hall, who played through an injured right shoulder in a loss to Notre Dame. Took a hit late in the first half from Drew Sanders. Was holding the shoulder before he went to the ground. And then on a Hail Mary situation, did not throw it into the end zone. Just dumped it off about 10 yards downfield. And he's going to be on the field here in a second. A touchback. So, Tom, what's the latest on Jaren Hall?
Well, guys, obviously he came out. He is ailing with that right shoulder. I talked to Kalani Sitake. He said go will be because he doesn't have the full complement of the offense, meaning he can't make intermediate and deep throws. Told me he gave up a few opportunities to make some deep throws there at the end of the second quarter. Be a wait-and-see approach to see how much of the full complement of the offense that Jaren Hall can provide here. This is touch and go right now. He did not throw with authority when warming up coming out of the locker room.
And Tom, while you were talking there, we were showing you the backup, true freshman Jacob Conover from Chandler, Arizona. He's the backup. They're going to run it on first down. Brooks, that'll help your quarterback get 8 or 9 yards on the first play. All right, Dusty, so what does that mean if Jaren Hall does not have the full complement? If he can't throw the ball deep, now Arkansas doesn't know that, but if you're BYU, what are you looking to do here?
Well, get Christopher Brooks going. You got a 6'1", 230-pound running back who's had success throughout the course of the season. Take some of that pressure off of Jaren Hall. Maybe even look to utilize some of his running ability a little bit as well. But let's just be honest. If Jaren Hall isn't able to function and run this offense.
But there you go. Brooks out near midfield. So in 2 plays, they get chunk rushes, 15 yards there. Here's the injury from the end of the first half. Again, you don't see this very often where a quarterback grabs the shoulder after getting hit before he goes to the ground. From Drew Sanders. Again, we don't know if that's, Tom mentioned that there were several deep balls that he eschewed to throw it shorter, and so you wonder if he's been hurt all first half and just playing through it.
We knew he was dealing with pain, and clearly that shot right there might have put it over the top. But I like this.
Yeah, 3 straight run plays to Brooks, and they get 6 or 7 again.
And that's typically the identity of BYU football, right? I mean, this is a team that typically runs the ball, did it so well with Tyler Algier. They haven't quite established that identity here so far this season, but Christopher Brooks is more than capable. The Cal transfer, he's had some really nice moments throughout the course of the season. I thought he ran well against Notre Dame a week ago. Establish the line of scrimmage and get him going would be a huge point of emphasis for Kalani Sitake, Aaron Roderick in this offense.
He averages 6 yards a carry, and they run it to him 4 straight times. He easily gets the first down to the 36-yard line. He only had a few carries in the first half, but he's going to be the bell cow clearly here in the second.
And run behind that left side, 71, Blake Freeland, one of the best offensive tackles in college football. Watch him just secure this that B gap and really open up a huge hole for Brooks to run through. But Blake Freeland, 6'8", 305, unbelievably athletic offensive tackle.
The backups are Mason Fakahua and wide receiver Puka Nacua. Here's Epps on the catch. Close to another BYU first down at the 27-yard line. Lopini Katoa, Miles Davis, 2 other guys they've used at running back this year. They're not available. So it's either going to be a heavy dose of Brooks or they're going to get the receivers involved in the run game like we saw in the first half, or at least early in the game. They didn't do it as much in the second quarter.
Dusty, you see this 3-man front talking to Sam Pittman. He said, listen, we don't think they can run it, so we're going to stay in, and BYU out to prove them wrong in the third.
And by the way, Epps with 7 catches for over 100 yards now and a touchdown. It's Fakahua in the backfield. Now Epps in motion. Fakahua gets the handoff and a first down to the 23-yard line.
Like that comment, Tom, from Sam Pittman, but Kalani Sitake says, oh, yes, we can, and yes, we will. This is the best they've run the football the entire game. Knowing Kalani Sitake, but former fullback, I would have to imagine, with this quarterback banged up going to half, they had to have challenged this offensive line and this rushing attack coming out of the break, and it's a good response here early.
Fakahua off the left side, and Brini comes in there to make the tackle along with Sanders. So finally Arkansas's defense better. 1 yard gain.
Walking that safety down. You mentioned it. Brini coming down, making a nice play off the edge. A little numbers advantage there for Mariota.
Yeah, Dusty, pre-snap, it doesn't look like they have one. You've got 6 blockers for BYU. Really only 5 bodies in the box until they start walking guys down late. Hopefully even it up.
2nd and 9 for BYU. They go empty here for Jaron Hall. He has yet to throw it here in the 3rd quarter, but he will here. Or will he? He just pitches it out of bounds as he gets outside the tackle box, making sure the ball gets past the line of scrimmage. Pressure from Chris Paul.
It's football season, not bad. You're getting confused. You were just in LA the other night. This is football. No, different Chris Paul.
He goes by Pooh.
Is that a joke here? Smart play there by Jaron Hall. Wasn't going to be able to pick up any yardage. Throw the ball out. Save your body. Don't take a hit. Unnecessary hit. Now 3rd and long. Epps. That trip side, inside receiver. He's been a go-to guy in this spot.
Correct. I mentioned no passes, but there was the one pass to Epps. Although again, trouble with the snap, but he gets rid of it and finds Nakua. Going to be well short of the first down. Let's see if they go for it on 4th down. They went for it and didn't get it inside their own 35 in the first half. And it looks like they're going to go for it here on 4th down and 4.
Not surprising with the kicking issues, right, Dave? I mean, talking with Coach Sitake yesterday, clearly it's tough to put a lot of faith in your kickers at this point. The struggles that we've seen this year. Plus, he's a guy who likes to go for it on 4th down.
Be about a 34-yarder. Justin Smith has only had 1 attempt all season. He's the new place kicker because Oldroyd was benched. 4th and 4. Ball rolling right, throwing end zone, and a flag comes down. The intended receiver, Cosper, was knocked down. Simeon Blair ran over him on the goal line.
And he's going to get caught with his right hand hooking, coming over the top, creating that contact. I don't know if that was a catchable football, though.
Number 15. Ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
4th pass interference against Arkansas in this game.
I don't think Simeon Blair needed to do that. It's almost as if he panicked. He's working on 20 Cosper, and he comes over the top and he gets that right arm. Would have been tough for him to be able to make that catch, but just really unnecessary contact.
And when you make it that obvious for the official, I mean, you're giving the official the excuse to throw the flag for interference when it's that blatant.
No question. That was just a gimme by the Arkansas defense. They were in position to get off the field in that spot, and now BYU with 1st and goal inside the 5.
That's Nakua on the jet sweep, and Nakua's in for the touchdown. What a great drive for BYU to start the 2nd half. That's 2 rushing touchdowns on the day for the wide receiver, Puka Nakua.
Well, it's excellent job blocking on the perimeter. 2 tight ends over there. Isaac Rex, 83, and 13, Mason Wake. They really help allow Nakua to get to this edge. Really well done blocking as he walks to the end zone, and an impressive opening drive here for BYU.
They're going to kick it here. Justin Smith missed an extra point in the first half. Then they went for 2 on their next touchdown. Oldroyd is out there for the extra point here. He made it barely. There is a flag down for offside. You would imagine they would just take the point. But maybe Oldroyd has worked his way back onto the field as the lead guy. And could this game come down?
On the defense, number 3. The penalties decline. Result of the play. Try was good.
Could this game come down to the kickers.
Well, boy, Arkansas had all the momentum going into half, but I'm sure a heavy conversation from Kalani Sitake, and BYU strikes on their opening drive.
Let me show you how to be a star. Let me show you how to go far.
From beautiful Provo to beautiful Tallahassee tonight, Clemson, Florida State, Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One, 7:30 Eastern. Boy, Florida State got off to that great start, dropped 2 in a row. Will it bounce back? DJ Uyunglele has not really had that game yet where he makes a lot of mistakes, right? And
great.
Give him credit for that, and the coaching staff for their confidence in him. We'll see if he can do it again in Tallahassee tonight.
Be a fun game.
Touchback again. We could just record that and keep playing it back because we haven't had a return in this game. Let's take a closer look at the offensive line for Arkansas. Pocket protection brought to you by Nationwide.
Well, this Arkansas offensive line, they've been good. Allowed plenty of time for KJ Jefferson on this Trey Knox touchdown pass, and they're an experienced veteran group. 134 starts, 4 of those Hogs up front in their career, led by Ricky Stromberg, 51 the center. He's got a lot of football left in his future.
39th start for Stromberg, preseason first team All-SEC. Green on the perimeter, cut down at the 30-yard line. Good tackle by Harper, upending the back. But it's a gain of 6 for Green.
Pretty balanced attack here in the first half. I think they might have been a face mask on Green as he was hitting the sideline.
Yeah.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 31. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
It's on Max Tooley. And again, Raheem Sanders, we're not seeing him at running back for Arkansas. A.J. Green doing a good job. You see there definitely the turn of the face mask.
Max Tooley's been so good for this defense. 3 picks on the year, a couple he's taken to the house. A key component, that linebacking core along with Ben Bywater, Keenan Peeling.
Jefferson off play action, going deep, got a man, and it's dropped inside the 20. Warren Thompson, there is a flag down though. Thrown at the 20-yard line in the secondary, and it's going on BYU.
Okay. Pass interference on the defense, number 0. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
It's on Jacob Robinson, who is covering Warren Thompson downfield.
Well, I thought Warren Thompson had a great chance even fighting through some of that contact from Robinson. He should have caught that ball. That's a well-thrown football from KJ Jefferson. Going to get Robinson for a little bit of hand fighting. I didn't see a whole lot there.
That's a bad call.
Been a couple questionable calls on some of these pass interference penalties both ways.
First down at the 39. Jefferson pump fake, got a receiver. Beautiful fake, standing at the 5. Matt Landers walks in for the easy Arkansas touchdown. Boy, you could see it open up from up here after that great move by Landers. 4 touchdown passes now for KJ Jefferson to 4 different receivers.
Well, it's exactly how you draw it up. Just a simple slant and go to Landers. Going to get that quarterback to bite initially on the slant, and then he's wide open, and the ball placed perfectly by KJ Jefferson. That was too easy for the Arkansas offense.
A 30-second drive. Felt like it. And the extra point is good. It was a 33-second drive. And Arkansas back up 10.
We're living that good, good life. We're living that good life. We're living that good.
Well, KJ Jefferson has been fantastic so far here today. Man, his ability to extend this play, it's a key 3rd down right before half. He stays alive, locates his tight end, and you just say, man, how does he extend that play? There's a touchdown pass we all just saw. An outstanding performance here for KJ Jefferson. Couldn't play last week in concussion protocol. Back here today, the leader of this football team, and man, as he stepped up in a big way.
Didn't even practice last week, and thankfully he's okay and healthy and good to go. And man, he's made a huge difference for Arkansas in this game. Trying to end a 3-game skid after the 3-0 start and the top 10 ranking. Another touchback comes out to the 25. Let's take a look at today's game track delivered by Papa John's. 9 touchdown passes on the season for KJ Jefferson in 5 games played, and then 4 in the first game back from the injury. And again, 4 different targets. He said, I need to trust my teammates to make more plays, and he has done that today.
No question. That 4 touchdowns ties his career high. We got a lot of football left to play here in Provo.
Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill. See again with Jaron Hall, not 100% because of that throwing shoulder issue, how much they keep it on the ground. He's going to throw here to the sideline for Nakua, and Nakua, could he get the feet down? Saying complete, could not get a foot down there on a pass that was high.
Pass just sailed on Jaron Hall a little bit, out of bounds, unable to keep his feet in. He tried, he's close, but his feet out of bounds. He had that unbelievable on that big 4th down catch in the first half, dragging his feet, staying in bounds. That pass just a bit too wide to complete the catch.
Going to go back to the ground, and Brooks hurdles. I think he hurdled his teammate and got 9 yards. Boy, if Chris Brooks is going to be that effective between the tackles, we'll see if they keep doing that, just keep feeding him. In last drive, 48 yards on the ground after 29 in the first half. And Hall keeps it here, and looks like he's got a first down at the 35. So fresh set of downs here for the Cougars.
Brooks going out of the game here after that nice pickup. Man, I would continue to feed that man the football, as you referenced, between the tackles. Nice big open holes we've seen here in the second half, and Tom referenced it as well. Just a 3-man front. Now we are seeing Arkansas work their safeties and change the look right before the snap. Only showing 5, 6 in the box. They're bringing some guys down late, but man, BYU being very effective with the ground game.
Fakahua trying to cut it back, and he's mauled by Cam Ball. Like a suplex there from Ball after he had a hold of the running back.
Nice job by Cameron Ball, this defensive line for Arkansas. You know, they told us the best defensive line they've had since this staff, Sam Pittman and company, have been there into their 3rd year.
You're referencing the defensive back end there. It's number 18, Trent Gordon. Number 15 would be the bottom of your screen. Those are the 2 interchangeable parts that they're using to insert into the box late when they're in their 3-man front look.
After the 1-yard gain, here's a pass play. Hall steps up after the pump fake, takes off and gets the first down. Takes another shot as McLaughlin gets the tackle. Gain of 10 yards and a first down.
Boy, Jaron Hall, he faked out Bumper Pool in a bad way. As he breaks the pocket, he's looking to run. Bumper Pool is going to come in to make the tackle. Jaron Hall's going to slight little fake. Almost took Bumper Pool to his knees. We haven't said Bumper Pool's name very much today, but man, the all-time leading tackler in Arkansas, really the heart and soul of this defense. He's been playing banged up, but man, he means so much to Barry Odom and what they do defensively.
Poole getting a water break for this play. First down at the 46.
See what you did there. Nice play on words there, Mr. Pasch.
Fakahua running again, and they're continuing to have success running the ball against that Arkansas box. Gain of 6. And Mason Fakahua getting an opportunity to get some carries today with all the injuries they have at running back. Christopher Brooks, transferred from Cal, is the #1 guy, but you've got injuries behind him. Fakahua getting a chance, and he keeps the feet driving there. And Zach Williams, a D lineman, had a hold of him, but Fakahua moved him a couple of yards downfield. Got to think 4-down territory, though you could say that about anywhere on the field for BYU.
Especially with the way this Arkansas offense is playing. I mean, you're going to have to score points, clearly, down 10, but as this game is worn on, Arkansas has now scored on 6 straight possessions, 5 of those touchdowns. So, to your point, I think there's no question. You're going for it. This is 4-down territory, clearly, for BYU once they cross the 50.
And a play call that has something to do with Steve Carell. Just looking at what they just showed up there on the BYU sideline where the coaches were holding. Fakahua, again, driving the legs. Close to a first down. Not so sure if you saw the card. There was like half a dog was on one side of it, and then Steve Carell in the suit was on the other. No idea what that means, but BYU does. And let's see if they measure here to give Kalani Sitake the first down. What a job Kalani's done. And then you get a shark and the Yankees. But year 7 for Kalani. You know, that stretch there, you're under 500 in 2017, won just 4 games, hovered around 518 and 19, and then back-to-back 10-win seasons. In fact, 11 wins in 2020. 4-2 this season. It is a first down at the 44.
He's a great culture guy. I mean, always says about love and learning. He's all about positive energy, positive vibes. Now, he's got a different demeanor on game day. He flips a switch, but man, he's just such a kind, gracious guy to talk to, and doesn't believe in a lot of negativity, and loves and embraces adversity. He tells us he loves it when things don't go our way, because he loves to see the response from his team and from his players.
And obviously with the injury to Hall, they're running a little bit more. That pass on the money, though, to Hill. And Hill driven to the turf. They're going to say he stepped out before that at the 33, but it's still a gain of 11 and another BYU first down.
A lot of cushion right there from that Arkansas secondary. Just a simple hitch route from Keanu Hill. Easy pitch and catch. And BYU with 2 really impressive drives here after halftime.
Didn't look like there was anything wrong with Jaren Hall's arm right there either.
No.
Pump fake. Hall throwing deep. Receiver there. It's pulled off for a touchdown by Nakua. And if the arm wasn't bothering Hall on the last throw, it certainly wasn't on that one. That was another dart thrown on target.
Boy, a prime time dime from Jaren Hall. Perfectly placed football, a little screen and go on the outside, freeze the defender, fake the screen to Cosper, and then it's Nakua with the go ball up the field, just bluffs a little fake on the block. Arkansas unable to identify it. Easy pitch and catch. Fantastic throw there from Jaren Hall.
The extra points have been adventurous, although this one pretty simple. As Oldroyd puts it through, and it's 38-35 Arkansas.
Boy, if you like offense, you've come to the right place, because we've got plenty of it for you here in Provo. BYU, Jaren Hall with another Cougar touchdown.
Seven receptions of 20-plus yards for BYU as the Cougars continue to use the deep ball to take advantage of that Arkansas secondary. And they are back within 3, and another touchback on the kickoff. Both quarterbacks have been outstanding. Interception by Jaren Hall, the only mistake. He did fumble the snap on 4th down, but it was recovered by Arkansas. So officially a fumble recovery, the first lost fumble for BYU this year. They were going to turn it over on downs anyway. Over 300 passing yards for Hall, battling through that injury. Jefferson, 4 touchdown passes.
Quarterback duel here today in Provo. I love it. 7 of those 20 completions for Hall, 20-plus yards. KJ Jefferson, last time we saw him throw it was a touchdown pass. Let's see what he's got.
And again, no Raheem Sanders. It's Green that's the running back. Jefferson throwing downfield, incomplete, going for Hazelwood, and that was well covered by Robinson. We've been watching Sanders. He's been standing next to Kendall Briles. He's such a weapon, the leading rusher in the SEC. There's a penalty marker down on the far side, but Sanders leads the conference in rushing, but we have not seen him at all in the second half, and played sparingly in the second quarter at 9 carries, but most of those were early on.
Averaging almost 9 yards a carry in those 9 touches he had, Dave.
Waiting on the penalty here.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 55 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, replay first down.
It's on Bo Limmer, the right guard.
He said replay first. Or he said replay first down.
Yeah,
they had it 2nd and 10.
Well, I think they declined.
Yeah, he just said the wrong thing. Yeah.
2nd down.
Would you decline that though? No, it seems a little odd to decline it where they are in the field.
I would have pushed them back and made them earn 15 yards.
I mean, it's not like it's 5 minutes to go in the 4th quarter and you're desperate to get the ball back and you want fewer downs for Arkansas. Jefferson on the run. On the sideline, out of bounds. He was going for Keytron Jackson. Now it's 3rd down and 10.
Nice job by Keytron Jackson working back to his quarterback. That pass just sailed on KJ Jefferson. Let's see here. Defensive coordinator Tuiaki, he brings any pressure. Not that it matters when they have gotten home. Tough to get KJ Jefferson to the ground.
Yeah, the play of the game was when he eluded 3 tacklers by getting out of their arms and then completing a pass downfield that led to a score late in the first half.
Crowd really coming alive here on this 3rd down.
And the play clock was at 1. Jefferson had to burn a timeout.
Arkansas, here first. This will be a 30-second timeout.
If you want to know how a crowd can impact a game, case and point. This BYU crowd, you referenced it earlier, they're one of the best in all of college football, and they came alive on this crucial 3rd down, and tough to communicate the line of scrimmage for KJ Jefferson. Got to burn one.
Such a big game for each team, the type of game that could send you one way or the other. Arkansas has lost 3 in a row after a 3-0 start. If it falls to 3 and 4, knowing that the rest of your schedules against SEC teams, you're at Auburn, you got Ole Miss at home and LSU at home. If you're BYU and you lose, now you're 4 and 3. Your schedule's not as daunting as Arkansas, but again, these were 2 teams that thought they were both top 10 teams. Now they're both unranked.
Raheem Sanders checked in late. A.J. Green are yelling at him to get off the field.
Yeah, they had 12 guys on there. They pulled Green to the sideline. 3rd down and 10. Jefferson with time. Receiver wide open. Jackson into BYU territory. On 3rd and 10, they get 30.
Wow, this is such a good play by KJ Jefferson. Protection holds. He waits for this route to develop. It's a deep over route from Keytron Jackson, and he locates his open target for a huge 1st down.
Raheem Sanders is out there, by the way. Flag down, might be a hold. Jefferson throws it away. That flag thrown, though, right where an offensive lineman was blocking a D lineman. Again, BYU making another wholesale substitution. We've seen that several times today, especially with the D lineman.
Number 78 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 1st down.
Dalton Wagner.
We've got a lot of football left to play, but to this point, this is about as big as it's gotten on 3rd and 10. You'll see this takes a while to develop. Deep developing route. They're in man-to-man coverage. The defender falls down. KJ Jefferson identifies it. And a huge conversion on 3rd and 10.
By the way, Sanders has not had a carry since the 5-minute mark of the 2nd quarter. They'll give it to him here. Showing no rust. Breaking tackles everywhere and then finally pushed out of bounds. That was a hard-earned 5-yard run for Sanders, who averages 116 rushing yards a game. He's already got more yards on the ground this year than all of last year. Leads the SEC in rushing.
Size, speed, power, all on display with Raheem Sanders.
Over 750 yards on the season now. Jefferson on 2nd and 15 with time to the sideline, and the catch is made by Thompson. Knocked out of bounds at the 43-yard line. Judy Lally over there. 3rd down coming up, 3rd and about 8.
Another big 3rd down here. Now the protection's been so key for KJ Jefferson. Allowed that last 3rd down to be converted. Talked about this offensive line for Arkansas a lot today. Veteran group. BYU struggles at times to pressure the quarterback.
Jefferson waits. Pass is caught right at the line to gain by Landers. Forward progress, they rule, stopped at the 35. He went to the ground at the 36. He looks to be just short of a 1st down. No, they say 1st down. I thought he was just short. You hear the fans booing the spot.
I'll be intrigued to see if they take a look at this, because where he jumps and when he lands, he's well short. It's almost a full yard short of the first down.
They got to look at this.
Arkansas is going to want to snap it quick, but I'd expect a buzz down.
No, they didn't.
Wow.
Wide receiver screen. Stevens on first down. Gets about 5 or 6, but that was a mistake. Looked like on that last call.
He started his jump at the sticks, but when he caught that football and came down, he's a half a yard to a yard shy of the first down.
What I understand is we see so many stoppages now for replays that they couldn't buzz in that quick enough. They had enough time to look at that. Sanders to the 23, so another first down for Arkansas. Clock's inside 3 minutes now here in the third quarter in Provo.
Nice patience there by Raheem Sanders, and then the burst to move the sticks.
Play 9 of the drive. Sanders again slips a tackle inside the 20, cuts it back inside the 10. Got the first down. Fresh legs. 13 yards for Sanders, who has not played at all in the second half until now.
And I was just about to mention to you, I wonder if that was part of the strategy. Are they saving him?
Maybe.
Are they saving him for the latter part of the game? Is that BYU defense with a lot of snaps gets more tired, and then you get your big physical running back in the game?
Jefferson to throw, and has the tight end Knox. Finally, they blow it dead at the 7. And Sam Pittman, throughout the week, kept saying, I'm a little concerned about the elevation. Our guys are not used to it. Right. We're about 4,000 feet above sea level here.
And there's such a clear difference between Sanders and their other backs. Not to diminish the overall depth of the position, but when he's on the field, the offense is different.
No question, Tom. 100%.
And here he is. Bottled up, though, at the 5-yard line. John Nelson in there first.
Platoon change for BYU.
Again, I mean, everybody. How many different defensive linemen have we seen for BYU today? Dubinion on the field now at running back for Sanders. 3rd and goal for Arkansas from the 5-yard line.
Last time they were inside the red zone, they moved the pocket with KJ Jefferson.
From the pocket this time in trouble. Steps up, throws. Open man, easy touchdown. Matt Landers. 5 touchdown passes for KJ Jefferson. Very patiently waited for his receiver to come free.
KJ Jefferson now a career high 5 touchdown passes, and steps up in that pocket, eyes down the field. Landers comes open. Excellent identification, locating the open wide receiver. Boy, KJ Jefferson, he has been outstanding here on the road when his team needs him.
Point after is good. 9 touchdown passes through 5 games played for Jefferson coming into today. 5 touchdowns in this game. He had 21 a year ago.
See Matt Landers just work to the middle of the end zone. He just gets lost in coverage, or in zone coverage, and nobody identifies him. Looks like Alfrey just kind of turns him loose. Sees him right there. Nobody else in the middle of the field, and it's an easy touchdown for KJ Jefferson. Again, I just love stepping up in the pocket. Eyes stay down the field. And a big-time touchdown to make it a 2-score lead here for Arkansas.
And again, you had that controversial spot on a play that was ruled a first down, but had it not been, would have been 4th down.
Don't you get the sense, Dusty, with KJ Jefferson, that he's finally kind of starting to let the game come to him? You know, we talked about trusting his teammates and not pressing. He just looks like he's having fun out there.
Fun, success, a little bit of everything, man.
Success is fun.
Success is fun. No doubt about that.
8 catches for Landers, who had 17 all season and none last week. That was another thing they talked about. We got to get Landers involved.
Defense optional here in the third quarter, Dave.
Optional is a very kind word.
4 possessions, 4 touchdowns between BYU and Arkansas.
340 yards, 11 incompletions, 5 touchdowns, no picks. But BYU has bounced back every time Arkansas has extended the lead. We'll see if the Cougars can do it again here with Jaron Hall battling through that shoulder injury. Although, again, showing no side effects from that hit he took at the end of the second quarter, where he was wincing in pain and holding his shoulder before he even went to the ground on a hit by Drew Sanders. He threw a perfect pass for a touchdown on the last BYU drive. Just outside a minute to go here in the third quarter. Play action. Hall. That pass just off target, intended for Epps. He's been going for Epps. They've had a connection a lot in this game, and most of the targets have been completed to Epps. That one just a little too wide.
He's been really accurate on the move today. We've seen Aaron Roderick, offensive coordinator for BYU, move the pocket several times for Jaren Hall. Just a little bit off there as that pass fell wide.
Epps over 100 yards. Came in 20th in the country in touchdown catches. Here's Brooks, hit in the backfield, and down he goes. A loss on the play.
Chris Paul comes downhill. Barry Odom dialing up a little bit of a pressure, bringing his linebacker, comes clean, and it's a nice tackle as we've seen this BYU run game really expose Arkansas here in this third quarter. Nice job coming downhill and getting the big back to the ground.
So third down and 11 for BYU. Hall throws underneath to Rex. He dragged down to the open field by Trent Gordon. Short gain. BYU probably, if it got 6 or 7 yards, might be thinking about going for it just based on their history, but not on 4th and 10.
Pretty conservative option there. Decision for Jaren Hall. You got 3rd and long in that spot, and kind of a little check down to your tight end, but an excellent open field tackle there by Trent Gordon, who we've seen have to step up here today ever since Chavis left early on in this ball game.
That's the end of the third quarter.
So Arkansas has put up 45 points after scoring 43 in its last 2 games combined. And the Razorbacks on the road in Provo lead by 10 as we go to the 4th. Well, some people can play with fire and not get burned. Don't try this at home, kids. Tried that about 10 years ago, burned my hair off, haven't been able to grow it back since.
Don't lie to the people. We were doing that last night in the hotel room. You're like a wizard with that fire, Dave.
But the festivities,
Fire Marshal Bill, Dave.
The festivities here always entertaining at BYU. Ryan Rico to punt. Arkansas going to get it back with a 10-point lead. Fair catch made at the 32 by Bryce Stevens. We'll see if Arkansas up 10, 4th quarter, tries to run the ball, milk some clock. KJ Jefferson, though, has been so good through the air with 5 passing touchdowns.
And, you know, talking with Kendall Briles and the staff, but Kendall Briles in particular, earlier in the week, you know, they felt like they had some opportunities, right? I think that with the size, speed, athleticism that they have at the skill position, they felt that they were going to have opportunities to take advantage of some of the holes in this BYU defense. And boy, they sure have, both on the ground and through the air.
Over 900 yards total offense between these two teams. Both teams around 7 yards of play. Empty set for Jefferson and a throw out in the flat. Sanders out of bounds after a short game, maybe 4. They do like to throw it to Sanders. Came into this game with 14 catches.
Talked a lot about him today, and that's what makes him so difficult to deal with. Not just handing off him the football, but turning a really nice pass catcher as well.
They'll get a carry here. Big hole past midfield. He's got the speed to go the distance. Inside the 20, inside the 10, and it's a touchdown for Sanders. "64-yard sprint at 227 pounds. You see him outrun the defense.
And you wonder, have they been waiting for this? It's a simple counter play. Let's pull the backside guard, Bo Limmer, and let's bring the tight end, get him out in front. 82 Hudson Henry. It's so well blocked, and you see the burst through the hole, run into daylight. You're not going to catch number 5. Heels to the field as Arkansas takes a commanding lead to start this 4th quarter.
Largest lead of the game for the Razorbacks, trying to end that 3-game losing streak. And And Little makes it 52-35 after a career-long 64-yard run. Raheem Sanders now over 800 rushing yards on the season. Saturday Night Football presented by Capital One features 4th-ranked Clemson on the road at Florida State, 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on ABC and the ESPN app, plus Pat McAfee hosting our ESPN2 telecast. Syracuse looks like it's going to win, so if Clemson does, there will be 2 undefeated teams in Death Valley next week on ABC at noon Eastern.
Not so fast. Clemson's got a lot of work to do against Florida State. Jordan Travis with his legs needs to have a big night tonight against that front for Clemson. And watch Jared Verse. I think he's got a chance to really put some heat onto him.
Let's go back to the studio and Matt Berry.
All right, a couple of updates for you, Dave Pass. We're going to start with Alabama, Tennessee, back and forth. Tennessee missed an extra point. Jahmyr Gibbs takes it in. They make the extra point, so Tennessee now down 35-34. And TCU trying to make a game of it with Oklahoma State. Here, Kendry Miller punches it in, and they just picked off Spencer Sanders, so this one getting good in the 4th.
Wow, TCU with a nice comeback. Here's Brooks on the catch to the 32-yard line for 7 yards. BYU down 17, though, opening minute of the 4th.
We'll see if they start to pick up the pace offensively. Understanding down 3 scores with just a quarter left. Get a little sense of urgency here, understanding the situation.
They bring Nakua into the backfield again. They'll hand it to him. Tries to cut it back. Poole and Sanders team up on the takedown. Drew Sanders, who's all business. What they said, they got him to smile once this week in practice. The first time they've seen him smile.
It was a smirk. Barry Odom said that he is focused, no nonsense, all business all the time, and he was so proud. He got him to smirk, as Tom said.
Quarterback sneak. All looks like he got it to the 36. Obviously, Mel Kiper's very high. Has Drew Sanders as his #1 inside linebacker. The 2023 NFL Draft. He is a junior from Denton, Texas. Started out at Alabama. Started only 3 games there, so transferred to Arkansas where he could play and have a better chance of getting drafted higher.
Well, it's his versatility, man, because the guy's a fantastic edge. He has learned how to be an excellent second-level linebacker, but size, length, speed, really does have it all. And kind of, I would say he's not like him, but the way Micah Parsons impacted games at Penn State in college, similar, just the different roles you can use Drew Sanders in here at Arkansas, Tom.
Yeah, and that's the thing with him. When you take a look at his profile, he was a high-profile guy, 36th player ranked out of the ESPN 300. We had him in the athlete category because he played everywhere on both sides of the ball. Even played some safety, played some tight end and wide out. I'm not so sure he's an inside guy, though, for the next level. Scheme versatile, rangy, really good as a designated pass rusher.
Well, that's what Dusty was saying about the Micah Parsons comp. Hall backing up and throws it away. 3rd down and 10. Some pressure from Isaiah Nichols.
And when you're a defensive coordinator and you can add something like that to your defense, though, I mean, look, this Arkansas defense has struggled this year, but more of that is due to the attrition they've had to suffer there in that secondary. But Drew Sanders has really been one of the bright spots for this defense. You kind of think it may have been bad, but if you don't have him, how much worse could it have been?
No doubt. And right now, the way they've protected this secondary with a 3-man front, dropping 8, all they got to do is keep the ball in front of them the rest of this quarter.
There's Sanders being double-teamed. Hall's pass on target. That was a nice catch by Epps. Extending to make the catch and extending the drive. 17 yards.
Boy, full extension here by Cody Epps on the deep in-cutting route. Really nice job stabbing that ball out of the air. Good by Sharon Hall, working away from some of that pressure. Nice conversion there and a big pickup.
Hall rolling to his right. Along the sideline, a diving catch is made by Nakua. at the 34. Gain of 14.
Well, his feet on the sideline are elite, man. Just such a great job understanding where he's at. Watch Nakua keep those feet in. He drags them as he catches that ball and he's working out of bounds. Second time we've seen that done today. Excellent body control.
Ball back to throw again. Goes deep into the end zone. Incomplete. Trying for Chase Roberts. McGlothern in coverage. You know, going back to that catch by Nakua, it's not just the feet, Dusty. It's being able to hold on to the ball when you hit the ground.
All of it, right? Understanding where the sidelines are, keeping your feet in, to your point, you know, surviving the ground, completing the process of the catch.
They missed him. To have him back, even if they don't win this game, knowing hopefully he's 100% for the rest of the season, is big for BYU. 2nd and 10. Epps underneath. Wrestled down by Paul after a gain of just a couple.
Nice open field tackle there by Paul coming up from his linebacker spots. We've seen Epps in open space today. He is a tough guy to get to the ground. Pretty much catch tackle there as Paul with a nice job.
Yeah, he's a good young player, just a redshirt freshman. He's had some plays today. Future's bright for this guy on defense.
4 down territory for BYU, down 17 and having issues with the kickers. Ball moving to his left this time and throws it out of bounds. So it would be a 50-yarder. It's 4th and 8. You need 3 scores. You try the 50-yard field goal with Oldroyd.
I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I think that they're going to keep the ball in Jaron Hall's hand. I mean, at this point, like, I mean, I know that a field goal cuts it to 2 scores, but with the way Arkansas has been playing offensively, you know, hard to believe that field goals are going to get you back in it. I trust Jaron Hall in 4th and 8 more than I trust the kicking.
But if you don't get it, I mean, are you going to get 3 more possessions?
Right.
The game's probably over if you don't get it. Ball. Going to be close. Nakua made the catch, and then he fumbles the ball. And Arkansas recovers it. Recovered by Hudson Clark. By the time he made his way back to the ball, he didn't have the first down. So he's fighting for it and fumbled it.
Well, this is really well done by McGlothern. And watch him as this play unfolds. And as you mentioned, Nakua's, you know, fighting for extra yardage, just gets that lawnmower going, Dave. That's what you got to do. You got to get that lawnmower going. He rips it out. Arkansas with the takeaway in control of this game.
ESPN College Football is delivered by Papa John's and the all-new Papa Bowls. No crust, all toppings. Try one for yourself at Papa John's.
Beautiful afternoon in Provo. Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganbill. A turnover by BYU gives Arkansas the ball, and the Razorbacks now 10.5 minutes away from a road victory. After this play, I want to go back to that fumble with BYU driving, trying to cut it to a 2-possession game as Jefferson. Man, it takes him the 7th guy in there to get that guy to the ground. But watch here on the catch. Should forward progress have been stopped? Because he's driven. He's had the sticks and he's driven back by McGlothern. They don't blow it dead though, and then he fumbles the ball. I feel like either blow it dead there before the fumble. They wouldn't have got the first down. There was 4th down.
Definitely seemed like forward progress. I mean, he got to the sticks. He's right there at the line to gain, but that didn't happen. Official didn't do it, and Arkansas, credit McGlothern, rips the ball out and gets the takeaway.
Maybe a yard there for Green, so going to bring up 3rd down and long. You would imagine Arkansas just keep running the ball here. Clock at 9.5. This will be big for the Razorbacks after that 3-game losing streak. We talked about this earlier. They started 4-0 last year, then lost 3 in a row, but managed to win 9 games, their best season in a decade. They start 3-0 this year. Wins over Cincinnati, and South Carolina and Missouri State, and then lose to A&M in a close game. Bama and Mississippi State without Jefferson. But Jefferson back in a big way. 5 touchdown passes and a great throw here on 3rd and long to Keytron Jackson for a first down.
Well, an excellent double move here once again by Jackson. We saw the sluggo earlier be successful. I don't think he got his foot in as he gets. Oh no, he gets.
Yeah, he got his left foot down first.
Yeah, for sure.
They got to look at that.
That's a first down. Looked like he completed the process of the catch.
Complete.
Looked like the left foot was down inbounds first, right?
Yep.
So they're looking at this as we step away. So the ruling on the field of an incomplete pass was overturned. It was ruled complete at first, and then someone said no, it wasn't. It was incomplete. Clearly the left foot touched inbounds first, and Keytron Jackson was able to hold on to the ball. That would have been the first 3 and out for Arkansas all day. But just watching the difference that KJ Jefferson makes for Arkansas in this game after missing last week. Night and day offensively for the Razorbacks. Oh, nifty play call here by Kendall Briles, and Dubinion wide open close to a first down. Let's check in with Matt.
All right, Alabama, Tennessee. Hendon Hooker hooks up with Jalen Hyatt. 78 yards, 4th touchdown of the day for Hyatt. Most ever by a receiver against a Nick Saban-coached Alabama team. However, the Tide are knocking on the door. We'll keep you updated, 42-35.
We might have to get another TV up here to watch the end of that game.
That game has lived up to all the hype and expectation. Wow.
2nd and 1 for Arkansas. Clock at 8:15 and counting. The 17-point lead. Jefferson gets the first down, and that defender Alfrey no match for KJ Jefferson. That was child's play there. He's just trying to tackle him, and Jefferson just had his hand on him and put him on the ground.
Quarterback counter, pull backside guard and tackle. Latham and Jones out in front. Nice hold. And as you mentioned, it is not easy to get KJ Jefferson to the ground, as BYU has learned the hard way here this afternoon.
It's been a struggle all year, though, for BYU defensively. What they're normally so good and well-versed at is tackling people in the open field, keeping the ball in front of them. So whether it's been Jefferson or Sanders, regardless, it's been problematic all year.
No question.
Back to the ground, and Dubinion eventually goes down, fought hard, but went down at the 35, so gain of 1 there. So Arkansas has a game at Auburn in 2 weeks. A bye after this game for the Razorbacks. They still have LSU and Ole Miss. But if KJ Jefferson throws the ball like the way he has today, Arkansas has a chance to repeat what it did last year and end up with 9 wins.
There's a lot of wins on that schedule, potentially, again, depending on how they play. But I'm completely with you. What I love is how Sam Pittman didn't say, oh, it's just another game. He said, no, this is a huge game for us, and we're putting everything into this game here today. He makes no words. He let us know we need this game, need a big-time performance before the bye.
Kind of talked about it as if a bowl game, because they have the time off afterwards, and basically like, hey, this is the last game of our year if we don't win. They do have Liberty, but at Missouri as well, at Auburn. You never know what's the coaching situation going to be like there at Auburn. It seems week to week nobody knows, and everybody's kind of waiting for the hammer to fall on Brian Harsin. We'll see if it does after a loss today, although they played Ole Miss tight.
Yeah, they showed fight today. They did not give up. They have not quit on that coach, on that staff. So, but yeah, to your point, it does kind of just feel like everybody's just kind of waiting to see.
Quarterback sneak is no contest as KJ Jefferson and that big offensive line just move everybody downfield 3 yards.
That's the thing, veteran quarterback, veteran offensive line, and we'll see if they can get some of these guys back in the secondary. Some not going to happen. They're done for the season, but offensively, when you can run the football as effectively as Arkansas has all year, and now if KJ Jefferson can start to come into his own throwing the ball, you're going to have a chance to win a lot of football games. But they know it too. Sam Pittman said it. Look, we have to win games offensively, and it's exactly what they've done here this afternoon against BYU.
Jefferson hands it off to Green inside the 20-yard line and then driven out of bounds.
Number 088 Green, the ball carrier.
I'm going to keep the clock running.
Definitely felt like there was a little extracurricular there late by Ben Bywater. Well out of bounds as he slings Green to the ground. No flag.
Arkansas slowing it down. Now you got Kendall Briles over here saying, stay in bounds, stay in bounds.
BYU with a loss would drop to 4-3. Liberty is up next. They still have to go to Boise. Also a game at Stanford.
A lot of wins on that schedule for BYU as well.
Yep.
Jaron Hall's health is going to be the most important thing. Got to keep him healthy.
AJ Green, the ball carrier, inside the 15, and he's got a first down to the 14-yard line. It's interesting. I heard someone else on another network today say that the Big Ten East is the best division in football, and I'm not sure that they've watched much of the SEC West for the last 25 years or this year.
I was about to say it's pretty much a default, right? I mean, Big Ten East is great. I mean, they had 3 top 10 teams coming in today. We still didn't really know going into today what Penn State was. Got that nice win on the road against Purdue in the opener. Nice win against Auburn. That's smacked around here today. We know Ohio State, Michigan's good, but the depth of the SEC West, it's tough not to put that at the very top of any list.
I mean, last week as Green gets inside the 10, everybody assumes A&M's going to get destroyed by Alabama, but they played pretty well considering where things were, and yep, they lost to App State earlier in the year. But the athletes, the depth of this division. Of course, if Alabama loses to Tennessee, there will be a lot of people saying that that's an incorrect assessment of the SEC West.
The 2 Mississippi schools, though, I think are what strengthened the West.
Absolutely.
Significantly.
Ole Miss top 10. Mississippi State could be a top 10 team.
No doubt.
Playing great. That's a big-time game they've got this evening in Lexington.
Yeah.
Will Levis back.
And they got Alabama next week. Jefferson will keep, and he's inside the 5.
That's a smart decision there by Robinson.
Ooh, Jefferson, though, shaken up, Dusty. That's the last thing you want to see right now with victory in sight and 3 minutes to go as your quarterback, who did not play last week because of concussion-like symptoms, flat on the ground on his back.
Guys, I'm standing right here at this run about 5 yards from it, and he went straight down, head first, crown of his helmet into the ground.
All right, we'll step away, come back to Provo, hopefully. Well, the good news is we saw as they look at KJ Jefferson, and we think that's a contact they're actually helping with based on what we were looking at the replay. But he did get up and run to the sideline after this landing. And again, he missed the game last week because of a hit to the head 2 weeks ago. Malik Hornsby's in the game at quarterback. He hands it off to AJ Green, no gain. But to see KJ Jefferson hop to his feet and run to the Arkansas sideline, it's a good sign. They have a bye.
Absolutely. And just hope he's okay. I mean, his health is of the utmost importance. And yeah, as we saw him go to the ground like that, you know, we were really nervous up here in the booth, and then he hopped to and jogged off, and it was just kind of a sigh of relief. It looks as if he's going to wind up being okay, but scary there for a moment as we saw the impact the head had with the ground, knowing what happened a couple of weeks ago, and then as he laid there on the ground. I could not come at a better time for KJ and this Arkansas team to get healthy and get right.
Here's Green again. Dragged down short of the goal line, so 3rd and goal coming up. Inside 2 minutes to go in Arkansas. Up 52-35, so it'll be a great win for the Razorbacks. They'll get to 4-3 and end that 3-game losing streak. And have 2 weeks to get ready for Auburn.
No, Dusty, I want them to get healthy on defense so Barry Odom's unit can kind of do what they really want to do, right? I mean, they're in 3-man front, dropping 8, trying to protect the secondary that is just so depleted. If they can get some guys back, maybe they can get back to being more aggressive, attacking, doing the things that he wants to do.
No doubt, Tom, because Barry Odom, I think he's one of the best defensive coordinators in college football.
He's frustrated.
To dial it up, and it's tough right now for him.
Over the top, Green doesn't get in.
Nice play right there. Big time stop there by Vince Bywater. Coming over the top, meeting him in the middle. BYU not surrendering, not giving up. Great look here down the line. Watch Bywater just meet him right there at the point. Nice job. Big tackle at the goal line.
So Arkansas will go for it. They do have to snap the ball. Play clock at about 21. Game clock at 51. Play 16 of the drive coming up. BYU will fall to 4-3. Arkansas will improve to 4-3. So Hornsby,
he's quick now. Quarterback run probably in play.
Dives for the end zone, and he did not get in. He did not make it. BYU still fighting hard, even though it's going to lose this game, and the Cougars will take over on downs inside the 1.
Tanuvasa dial up the quarterback run. Back-to-back plays. We see Arkansas try to go over the goal line, and nice response there from the BYU defense.
Tonight's top-ranked boxing, Devin Haney squaring off against George Kambosos Jr. in the main event. Coverage of the main card begins at 10:30 Eastern, 7:30 Pacific on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN+. Don't forget ABC, Clemson, Florida State. Sunday NFL Countdown tomorrow.
A couple of good ones tomorrow, right? Bills, Chiefs. That's going to be fantastic. Cowboys, Eagles on Sunday night.
Eagles, the only undefeated team left in the country. And assuming BYU won't run another play, Arkansas with a big road win, its first ever visit to Provo, and just the second SEC school to come play at BYU, Lavelle Edwards Stadium. An impressive bounce back for the Razorbacks, ending that 3-game losing streak.
Sam Pittman told us, we said it from the onset, they need this game. They wanted this game. Huge and impactful for their season. And Arkansas showed up, handled business, and got a big win.
52-35. Arkansas beats BYU. LSU Florida's coming up next for Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luganville, our entire crew. I'm Dave Pasch. So long from Provo, where Arkansas wins by 17.